Good evening. I'm in part two now because we actually had a little crash on our XSplit program, which runs the show. And that's because we're running about as much as you can possibly run on a computer and doing a lot of things. And I know recently Windows updated Windows 10 and they added a layer of more use of the RAM. It's like, didn't they ever get the memo that they used too much RAM to begin with? They're using more now. Yeah, and you've got all these, I don't know if you checked it out, but you've got all these instantaneous buttons that you can press to go places. The shift buttons, the control buttons, the Windows button. Oh yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, all kinds of great fluff that they added. You normally arrive at Disneyland and then go to Vegas. That's probably a good move, you know? And I wish Disneyland could open up a maglev rail directly to Vegas. Wouldn't that be great? I don't know what Windows is doing, but they're using a lot of RAM and cache. I know that. No, I don't make stuffing at all for stovetop stuffing, but I could. You know, I'm going to be doing a Costco chicken, so maybe I will make stovetop stuffing. That's not a bad idea, actually. With real organic whole wheat bread, 12 grain and 24 grain bread. 24 grain, that's amazing. Okay, so we've got a lot of news in our daily life that we have to process. Trump is ignoring Pentagon advice and intervening in military war crime cases, and he's granted clemency to 2 Army officers accused of war crimes, and restored the rank to Navy SEAL of Eddie Gallagher. I mean, these people are put in jail for a reason, and he's just ignoring them. It's like, oh, okay, go ahead and commit heinous acts of war crimes. Donald Trump is sounding more and more like a dictator every day, especially the way he's trying to attack the messenger. He went after Yovanovitch, a nice, sweet diplomat that's been working for years, I mean decades, as a diplomat in Ukraine. He went after her like she was a demon, and all she was doing was her job. Trump is out of control. I mean, an impeachment in the House is just the beginning, really. I'm sure the Republicans will realize Trump is taking their party down very shortly. Now,
President Trump has made decisions about clemency for 3 U.S. service members. They are an executive grant of clemency, a full pardon for former First Lieutenant Clint Lawrence, who was convicted of second-degree murder for ordering his soldiers to open fire and kill 3 men in Afghanistan. Former Army Major Matthew Goldstein, who accused of murdering a Taliban bomb maker, and Navy SEAL Eddie Gallagher was reinstated to his previous rank before his trial when he was acquitted of wounding ISIS detainee, but found guilty of a lesser charge, taking a photograph with a separate dead ISIS fighter. All 3 of them now full pardon clemency. Steve, what about this?
Well, I don't know the details of each of the stories, so I won't attempt to weigh in on
the details, right?
On whether it makes sense or not. But certainly, this is something that President Trump has shown an interest in the past. It's something that will no doubt please his political base.
Maybe he should consider giving clemency to a bunch of mobsters, too. I mean, maybe, you know, breaking news. Donald Trump releases all the mobsters from the jails. I don't know who that is. Let me get information on him. Collecting data. Hold, please. Quantum Leap Advantage, $50 billion man. Yeah. What do I think of him? His face looks like an actor or something. It looks like James Mason. Yeah. James Mason. There he is. Billionaire advice from Dan Pena. Yeah, he's got a show. I'm pretty good at faces. Let's see if I can match this up. The great actor James Mason. Yeah, not bad. Close. Very close. Here we go. James Mason, the actor. Very similar face. Look at that. See? All right, moving on. Thank you for telling me about him. I'm anxious to read something or watch his show or something like that. Okay? We're going to talk about the mob and how Mr. Trump has been helping a lot of the mobsters in America. Okay? How'd you like that, huh? David, you should tweet Trump. He obviously uses I tweet him all the time, but none of my tweets ever get through. I'm shadow banned on Twitter. I can't even get out. I mean, they've got me shut down almost completely. No new followers in 8 or 9 years with 25,000 hours of broadcasting, telling people to go to third party. That's impossible. I'm being hard censored. I'm in for a shock. What's happening? What's the news? Because I'm still bored by the news right now. Between Yovanovitch's testimony, I thought the young girl was going to testify, the one that heard the phone call that Donald Trump made on a speakerphone. That young woman, I should say, is going to probably testify next week, but that'll be interesting. And Dow Jones went up 222 points, and it breached the 28,000 mark. Portent of the end. Yeah, it always does really well right before it crashes. That's how the stock market's been behaving for decades. The 1980 crash, the Black Friday, same thing. 1929 crash, Black Monday, same thing. So yeah, keep going, stock market, bum, 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 up and away, and then boom. You're all gone. And then all of you scrambling for places like Bitcoin and cyber coins to hide your money. Thanks for sharing your story about living in Albania, Victory for Cake. It's always nice to know from other people in Europe that can speak English and write English how their life is. Okay, Misanthropy sends us a picture of a book, Journalists for Hire, How the CIA Buys the News. Oh yeah, you could get in on that. That's very important. There are a lot of people that are openly discussing how the government's been controlling the talking points of the mainstream media for years. One such person went out of his box and talked about how that happened and died last year of a heart attack.
Well, I've been a journalist for about 25 years, and I was educated to lie, to betray, and not to tell the truth to the public. But seeing right now, within the last months, how far how the German and American media tries to bring war to the people in Europe, to bring war to Russia. This is a point of no return, and I'm going to stand up and say it is not right what I have done in the past to manipulate people, to make propaganda against Russia. And
all right, that was back in the days when he actually orchestrated the attack on Muammar Gaddafi with journalistic zero integrity. And Uda Afkut has a book written, he wrote, and this book is selling, and I didn't see the hardcover price until you told me about it, but it's selling for $923 hardcover, and there's no paperback of this. So if you want to throw $923 into something you could watch a video about, good luck. Yeah, as you can see, this is the man. Yeah, Udo Afkut. He was a very big journalist for years and died last year of his fourth heart attack. We don't know if there was any foul play involved in that, but yeah, thank you for sharing. And I didn't realize that he'd written a book. Now we know. I'll put that in my list of, I'm going to flip that in my Reddit book section. That's a really good one. I have a new magazine over at Flipboard called The Reddit Room. And I'm going to put it right over there in the Reddit Room. Yeah, our Flipboard link is available, even though it's not Reddit. I put like odds and ends there. All your Reddit links are in there, Misanthropy. But the goal is to, of course, provide everybody with instantaneous news, and we've got link sharing going on big time. My sticky notes here has my link shared on there. That's weird. There it is. Yeah, for years we were using delicious.com and have 3,700 links over there, and now it's just Flipboard. We still have our earlier links from 10 years ago. Here's the link in case you want to get our Flipboard with 30 magazines in it, all ready to go, and these are cutting-edge links. I wouldn't hesitate to hand this to you unless it was very valid and very important. Roger Stone got convicted. Yep. Roger Stone, I think, got the bad raw end of the deal, and I agree with Trump on this one. Now, Trump tweeted today, everywhere Maria Yovanovitch went turned bad. She started off in Somalia. How did it go? Then fast forward to Ukraine, where the new Ukrainian president spoke unfavorably about her in my second phone call with him. It is a U.S. president's absolute right to appoint ambassadors. I'm not denying that. Yovanovitch was very, very angry. I totally understand. He didn't like her for some reason. I guess because she kind of like stuck to the law, you know? Wouldn't it be nice if we had people that kind of abide by the law instead of Giuliani going over there and grabbing thugs? I couldn't believe these guys. I mean, we just played a very funny video about him. Here's another one. Giuliani and the thugs.
Those two men, Lev Parnas and Igor Fruman, seen here with the president's personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, in a video posted last year. Government documents show that the men helped Giuliani set up a meeting with high-level Ukrainians, who Giuliani was lobbying to investigate Joe Biden and his son, Hunter. Parnas and Fruman both charged with violating campaign finance law by allegedly trying to funnel foreign money to American politicians to buy potential influence with the candidates' campaigns and the candidates' governments.
This investigation is about corrupt behavior, deliberate lawbreaking.
The FBI arresting the men at Dulles Airport outside Washington Wednesday. Both had booked one-way tickets out of the country. The indictment does not allege any wrongdoing by the Trump campaign or the president, and President Trump is distancing himself from the pair.
I don't know about them. I don't know what they do, but I don't know. Maybe they were clients of Rudy. You'd have to ask Rudy. I just don't know.
Giuliani telling NBC News he can't comment yet.
Okay. Right.
Police and paramedics swarming Saugus High School.
Yeah, we did that yesterday. The Saugus false flag event. Did the shooter, is he still alive? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. He had a bullet wound in his head. You'd think we'd be hearing if he was dead or alive. We haven't had a big celebrity death in a while. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about some of the rappers that you follow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what, I mean, if I say that, you know, remember what I said about, you know who, Joan Rivers, when she talked about Michelle Obama being a transgender? I said, yeah, she'll last about a month and a half. No lie. Sarah and I both said that. We have it on our videotape. She died a month and a half later after outing Michelle Obama as a transgender. Of course, you guys have all seen the Michelle Obama transgender picture. I'm not going to play it for you. He's got something between his legs and his crotch area, Michael does. You can call him Michelle if you want, but he's not my first lady or former first lady. Apple bans vaping apps from the App Store. You know, people are trying to stay away from cigarettes, and the Democrats just boldly said, oh, cigarette smoking is at an all-time low. Only 19% in the United States, roughly 1 in 7 people smoke. Yeah, that's before you ban fruity vaporizers. You know, I'm sure everybody's smoking now. It's like probably up to 30%. Yeah, so many people were hinging off of the cigarettes onto vaporizers, saving them countless chemicals and toxins and carcinogens. Now they're all smoking cigarettes, courtesy of the Democrats. Good job, Democrats. All because of what? 33 people died? Really? Truly? Can you prove that? I don't know. I never saw the proof on that. I heard 2 people died of vaporizers, not 33. I never saw the proof. That's the problem. You've been kind of bored running for president is not enough for you, I guess. Yeah. Well, good luck. KY Poopy's finally come out after years of being life raped. He's expressing himself through this picture. Okay, let's take a look, KY Poopy. Very nice. Yeah, well, this will help deal with your three-dimensional life rape that you've got going on. That was very disturbing. What was that exactly? Your mom? Philly taxes $1 on every $2-liter bottle of soda now. It's all these Democratic luxury taxes. Can you believe this crap? And they're not even getting rid of the plastic waste that they're producing rampantly with these plastic bottles everywhere. We aren't even getting rid of 10% of our plastic waste. And now with China turning all the products away. I wish Donald Trump would negotiate a really good deal with China and have them take our garbage again, you know? Instead, we got, guys working on the inside with the environmental control, possibly working at Russia. Russia helps with many of the environmental control projects in Staten Island. I understand the Russian mafia is big in New York now, in New Jersey. Yeah, and no wonder they're controlling our country's president, pulling his strings like a puppet. I'm not aggressive. I'm pretty calmed down. Why are you so aggressive? Take a mute. Take a mute and suck on that. On an honest government ad. Let's take a look.
I mean colony. I mean territory. Home to ideal.
Entire cities designed to look like Paris, Venice, London, even Jackson Hole, Wyoming. So why doesn't anybody want to live there? Here's ABC's Bob Woodruff.
Ah, Paris, one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Bonjour, comment ça va?
China builds fake Paris, London, and Jackson Hole. Did you see this? I'm going to put this in our lineup tonight. It's hilarious. China's actually building fake cities that represent Paris, London, and Jackson Hole in China. You got to see this.
Apartments to live in.
你好，hi好.
Meet one of the inhabitants. Rape, and apparently almost no one else is either.
No one else lives here. They just allow a few people in these cities that China has built that are replicas of Paris, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Yeah, I'm sorry I have to play that ahead of the other story, but, it was relevant. Okay, the California shooting in Saugus is being remembered, the victim is being remembered as an all-American girl. Yeah, the problem is there's not a lot of photos of her out there at all. Here she is. That's the one and only photo they have. 15-year-old Gracie Ann Mulberger, one of 2 students killed in a classmate shooting in Santa Clarita. I hope this has nothing to do with the Santa Clarita diet show that's out there where people eat each other. I mean, no offense, but I mean, that's a terrible loss here. Riley Muehlberger tweeted, "My heart is killing me right now. You're the best sister I could have asked for. I just know you're my guardian angel now. I love you, Gracie." So we're doing a word search on Gracie, and we didn't find anything regarding Gracie. There's a lot of things that are just not adding up. We had a big data dump earlier. We looked at people do searches on the internet to try to find information on some of the decedents. And like all of the other cases, like the Parkland shooting, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shooting, Sutherland Church shooting, none of the victims came up in any registry of people and data files. So I'm a little concerned, but we'll find out more later. Again, we didn't see any pictures of bodies, no autopsy results, the same old with every single false flag event pushing gun control in America, trying to get all the Americans to be so frightened of these terrorist attacks that we're going to somehow want to get rid of all the guns that this country has. I would rather put security guards at schools with guns and pay that money out of our federal government education fund. Makes sense, right? Remember when Obama fired all of the Bush-appointed ambassadors in 2008? Yeah. It's no big deal for Donald Trump to fire Yovanovitch, even though he had nothing against her other than she's very bad. She's very bad in Somalia. She's very bad in Ukraine. I have no idea what she's like, or I've never talked to him because she's just bad. Well, people are not that smart that they think those replica cities are being used for invasion purposes. I think they want to believe that China is using those replica cities as Disneyland possibilities. Think of the amount of yens that they could get and wands and all the money that could fly in there. Yeah, they could make a lot of money just renting out apartments inside of their Disneyland type cities. I don't think they're planning on attacking. There is a theory that China has about 600 million occupancy of an empty area where they could literally house half of their city. It's just empty right now. There's some people that believe that that is actually set up as a backup community in the event they are attacked. So that your theory is very well noted. Yeah, media. What's your name? Medveral?
There's something magical.
That sounds very Russian. Hey, what's more free than living out in the open country in your tiny house, cramped up in a 300 square foot cubicle that you can barely breathe in? Well, this guy's going to show you how off-the-grid desert living in a tiny earthen home and permaculture community can really be special. We're going to take a look at this tonight, and I'll add it to my tiny house section.
About the desert. Being in a landscape like this can feel like walking on an alien planet.
And it would be hotter than hell, too. So we'll find out what living in an Earth house, like an Earth ship type of house, built out of large straw barrels that are covered with clay. Yeah, I heard about the NBC medical correspondent that was caught sexting a 9-year-old girl, folks. This perversion that's out there on the internet is getting worse. Remember Dateline with Chris Hansen? You remember Chris Hansen? I don't know. I haven't seen him lately ever since he got that charge of not paying his bills for a coffee cup. But yeah, Chris Hansen did a thing to catch a predator. Remember those days? This is when he was doing the show. He was pretty popular before he got old, I guess. But I'm standing here with the chat logs from your encounter with the Perverted Justice Group, and I'm wondering, are you carrying a condom? But no, seriously, Chris is taking a turn for the worse. He had a bout with reality, I guess. He's younger than I am, I think life's hitting him a little harder. Poor Chris. That National Enquirer thing about him being with another journalist in a hotel room at 3:30 in the morning, that didn't go very well for him. He needed a new identity, a new face. But this guy, check this guy out. He's like one of the many people that are coming out of the woodwork here. Creepy dude. Yeah, I remember him. Dr. Bruce Hensel worked for the network for almost 30 years. The NBC chief medical correspondent when Tom Brokaw was leading the news. That's right. This man has been arrested on suspicion of contacting a minor with the intent of committing sex acts. He's 71. He was released on $5,000 bail after late that evening. Oh, and another similar story. Roman Polanski was finally accused of raping a 10-year-old girl in 1975. Good. Well, I guess we got the whole discussion here going here. Yeah, it's not much to say about his creepy face. Now, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty. But we have the track record of you talking to Perverted Justice. 5,000 bail for a guy like that is nothing. He's probably already out chatting with some other young underage minor right now as we speak. Allegedly. Hey, wouldn't we rather talk about John Podesta and the Pedogate and the alleged crimes that he may have committed? I'd much rather talk about that. North India pollution gets worse. Hey there, Max. Yeah, I heard India's just, falling into a trap of pollution and production. Manufacturing and pollution go hand in hand, and India is no different than any other emerging industrial nation. With New Delhi being almost one of the most polluted areas in the country or in the world, North India is getting worse. Every child's breath is under threat. We'll have to take a look at this tonight.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Youthquake. We come to you on a day when The country is talking about air pollution on a day when we should actually be celebrating kids.
Well, thank goodness they are. And we need to get on this because we could theoretically clean the air. There's a new revolutionary new carbon dioxide cleaning device that's been developed. And it is, MIT just created it. It's going to be a mass air filter system for large buildings like malls, as well as any type of throughput wherever you have large people breathing, like airports. But carbon dioxide can be captured in these particular containers and then rinsed and alternated between containers. They literally rinse the carbon dioxide out of the area that acquires it with electrostatic plating. So this is the new technology that was just recently developed by MIT, and there are other technologies emerging now to get rid of carbon dioxide, which is at a high level in small enclosed areas. But let me remind all of you that carbon dioxide occupies 0.038% of our air. So don't think for a second that we're so fearful that carbon dioxide is so bad that we can't stop this problem that we're having in enclosed areas. I'm proposing a new Clean Air Act of 2020. I propose an Indoor Air Pollution Act included in that Clean Air Act of 2020. It's been since the 1970 era that we actually have a Clean Air Act. This is something that we need to encourage this type of innovation and technology. Indoor air pollution will become more and more critical as we get older. And because our population is getting older, we have to start thinking about air filtration on a big level. Disneyland should do this, yeah. It'd be perfect. But see how the electrochemical deactivation of electrodes and carbon release occurs? And then it goes into a rinse, and then it's recovered in a container, and then the air opens up to that and then continues the process. One after the other. Pretty cool, huh? So New Delhi and all other areas need to start thinking about this type of technology. And we're hoping that many more inventors will come forth with new ideas. So Scooter Braun is the guy that a woman was outing the other day, claiming he's behind a lot of the characters like David Hogg, the gun rights, a gun control advocate, I should say. Yeah, Scooter Braun was outed on a video last night by a young lady on her Twitter. But Scooter Braun found Justin Bieber online. That means he searches kids performing. He sits up at night searching for kids doing anything. Yeah, that's interesting. There's more to Scooter Braun than we know, yeah. Let's take a look and do a search on Scooter Braun. What do you say? Yeah, a lot of people are wondering who this person is and why he's pushing all these people. Is he like an agent? Yeah, Taylor Swift, he found her. Wow. He's a talent agent. He found Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato. He now owns Swift's Masters. Okay. Taylor Swift has had a run-in with him. Swift accuses him that he's blocking her from performing her old songs at the AMAs. Wow. Huh. Hey, thanks for giving me a heads up on that, Tech Wall. Yeah, so we'll keep him on the radar. And China built a tower that acts as the world's best purifier. Hey, that's kind of cool. China built a tower that acts like the world's biggest air purifier. It actually works. Very cool. See, positive things are happening in China despite the protests in Hong Kong. There you go, a large air sucker. Researchers hope to build even larger smog towers in the future to remedy China's pollution problem. Good. Yeah, smog towers. I like it. Anything we can do to clean the air. And that's central to what we do here. We come up with ideas and innovations as opposed to just talking about some sort of cap and trade legislation, which Greta is talking about. Now, Greta didn't mention chemtrails. We are against chemtrails. Greta didn't mention air filtration. We have the ability to filter the air. And she also didn't mention... Right. Thank you. Oh, Greta. she's not really making big points. That's my issue. She's not talking about water filtration either. You know, we need to do all three, and most of all, get rid of these chemtrails. Now, many of you are wondering what we did. What are chemtrails? Because when you go to your YouTube, they say that, oh, that's a contrail. That's condensed air. That's just, you know, water vapor. No. The truth is, we're not free, folks. Somebody decided to determine that this is what they needed to do. They didn't ask about it. They didn't have any peer-reviewed studies done on it. They just did it. They dumped chemtrails on our head all over the place. And here we are breathing this crap. None of us know if we're going to get lung cancer or emphysema from all this crap that they're putting in the air. And we've been living this life. Now they're breathing fumes from the industrial waste going into the air in India. On top of this stuff. So the whole world is a bath of pollution. And that's the problem. Nobody in the two-party system wants to talk about it. And all I want to do is come up with a way to tax all of us with cap and trade legislation and Greta. Oh, poor Greta. Oh, golly. Oh. This is all wrong. I should be in school. How dare you? I mean, what the hell is going on in a little girl's mind that would take over our collective consciousness so much? It's called propaganda. And the person running the Greta campaign, ironically, is George Soros, the creepiest looking guy you'd ever want to meet, who's been manipulating our politics through MoveOn.org and various other organizations and getting away with it. And you want to know something? George Soros is a relative of Adam Schiff's. You'd think the Republicans would be saying that, right? But there's a gag order talking about it. He is actually related to Adam Schiff. Not blood related, but Adam Schiff married into the Soros line. Adam Schiff gets money from this guy. I mean, he looks kind of like a turtle. But it definitely needs some dermal abrasion therapy or something. You'd think with all that money he'd do something with his face. But no, seriously. You emailed ATP and... Okay. Thank you for that, TechWall. I appreciate that email. But that guy, George Soros, needs to be stopped. He's manipulating politics from within and trying to parade a young woman around all around the world promoting his ideas of cap and trade legislation. Okay, this is going to shock you. Let me take down the important things that matter to me most. Filtering the water, filtering the air, and ending chemtrails. And bring on the evil and darkness of this brutal world that we live in. Human trafficking is a $150 billion industry. Seriously. 98 billion of that money is for sex trafficking of the 150 billion worldwide. It's 10 times bigger than the wedding industry. Women and children ordered like pizza. Human trafficking in Orange County, folks. Orange County, California, which boasts a median income of $86,000, is often viewed as a relatively safe, wealthy, conservative region, one unlikely to be associated with human trafficking, but research has revealed the county to be a destination for traffickers. Wow. 80% of both victims and traffickers in Orange County traveled to the area from other parts of the region, the state, and entire nation. Tourist attractions, sports venues, beach cities, affluent population, lots of money. There were 415 human trafficking victims rescued in the county in the past 2 years, compared to 509 in 2015-016 and 371 in 2013-014. And a full 73% were new victims in 2017-2018. Yep, so that's a serious story. May sound strange, but all the places I visited, I've been most afraid right here in Orange County. Tough pimps and lots of guns. Wow. We live in this amazing yet horrifying online world in which one can anywhere order up women and children like pizza. This is crazy. Wow, we got a lot of work ahead of us trying to stop this type of human trafficking. Right down in Orange County, California, an affluent area, you'd think that would be like, wouldn't even be possible. Right, are you going back to that whole idea of a woman who attacked her? Oh, this happened again? Florida woman bites her boyfriend's penis after accusing him of cheating. Oh no, not again, Fox News. Important stories like this is what the Trump-tards really like to see. Fox News, fair and balanced, right? She apparently bit her boyfriend's penis and threatened him with a knife after she accused him of having sex with another woman. Yeah, a woman's wrath, right? Esperanza Gomez was drinking beers with her boyfriend when a female friend joined them at about midnight. Wow, she looks like a tough lady. Esperanza Gomez was drinking beers. She allegedly shouted at him, grabbed him by the arms, and began to poke him with a knife. Hey, thanks for the tip on the. Hopefully he still has his tip. Yeah, I don't know if she bit it off or not, but I mean, corrective surgery is in order here. Their nickname was Jaws. Hey, thanks, Whiskabo. Yeah, I'm always trying to look dapper. Well, one of the things I excel at is looking good. I've had that ability for years, ever since I can remember. Yeah, it's important, especially in a role like this. I'm not acting. I'm trying to awaken people to the need for a third party, so you may see right through me, but I have to look good in any event. No, that's not true, Howie. That's just your own Mormon belief. We're not here to espouse religious theories here. Okay. There was a story about Kellyanne Conway erupting in a very vocal manner a couple days ago. She denies Trump. Yeah, well, let's play it, I guess.
Since the hearings yesterday.
I have. I'm one of the people briefing him on things that we're seeing and hearing because he wasn't. And I was called into the Oval Office yesterday morning a little after 9, and there he was. And a bunch of us were meeting on 2 unrelated issues. Obviously, I had President Erdogan of Turkey here yesterday to discuss what that NATO ally continues to do to help us keep ISIS defeated, the physical caliphate, and the like.
Hey, she's got her talking points down. And Wolf kind of asked her about her husband, and she got very defensive. Yeah, she's a very, very assertive woman. I got to tell you, Kellyanne is no slouch when it comes to defending herself, and she's got her head's clear on talking points. I can see why she has a law degree. When I first looked at Kellyanne, I thought she was just kind of a bimbo, but she's not. She actually is a pretty good defender of Donald Trump and his positions. I'm amazed she didn't elevate her to press secretary, because she is that capable of talking to people. But of course, nobody even knows who Donald Trump's press secretary is. I mean, she's very quiet. Donald does all his own press secretary work now. No, we're not talking about impeachment. We're talking about expurging him from office. Donald Trump will be impeached. There's no doubt about it in my mind. You have no idea how much corruption he's engaged in. You continue to ignore the connections with him and Russia. We just showed you 2 thugs that Giuliani hired to enforce his new policy on a second rail completely than the domestic, or than our international foreign diplomats crew we're talking about. He had his 2 thugs doing the work for him. Giuliani and 2 thugs. That's just outrageous. Police find 26 children behind a false wall at a Colorado daycare. Uh-oh. Human trafficking, protecting illegal immigrant children. What's going on here? Fox News, fair and balanced. Fair and biased. Colorado Springs daycare. Look at this. They found behind a false wall in the owner's basement more kids. Wow. So he had 26 children he was hiding so he didn't overdo his quota. So he shuttled them behind a false wall so he didn't have his quota. He was bringing in more revenue than he should. Gotcha. The owner of Play Mountain Place Daycare, Carla Faith, 58, is being investigated. The children were found by the DHS and local police department during a welfare check. No photos. When officers arrived on the scene, they did not find any children inside. Until they found them hiding behind a false wall. thanks for that story. It's all relevant. It takes all kinds, right? You need Larry? Okay, we got Larry on tap. Here's Larry Sinclair and his moment of fame when he had oral sex with Barack Obama in a limousine while Barack Obama was smoking crack cocaine. Oh, excuse me. We now go to the video taken of Michelle Obama dancing with Ellen DeGeneres. And as you can see, Michelle has something going on between her legs. We don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look like a Tampax. It has a little bit more dimension than that. No wonder Barack Obama was gay. Yeah, here we all along thought that Michelle was a woman. Boy, were we deceived.
Where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Wow. I think we better consult the Stargate on that one. Ooh. Yeah. That was serious. Hey, I love ragging on Barack and Michelle. And that's a common thing that Trump doesn't do anymore. So I welcome all of you Trump supporters that really wanted him to pursue the birther issue and didn't. As you know, Donald Trump is working for the deep state and has to answer to people like Henry Kissinger. And he basically sucking off of their money too, which underwrites the Deutsche Bank loans that he still has riding, which he can barely meet his minimum payments on. So the more you support Donald, the more you're supporting the deep state. Because he didn't go after the birther issue. He never went after charging Hillary with any crimes. He hasn't even prosecuted Elizabeth Warren for lying about being a Cherokee Indian. Or even recently, Ilhan Omar. She could be prosecuted for marrying her gay brother to make him a U.S. citizen, but no, nothing. So that's my proof to all of you Republicans who believe that Donald Trump is stopping the deep state. He is the deep state. He's controlled by the deep state. Today we featured a woman who found some metal in a Gerber cereal box. Now, I don't know if this was an outrageous situation, but World Star has the story, and the woman literally is taking a magnet to the Gerber cereal that she's feeding her young child, and you can see metal flecks moving around in the wheat cereal. Now, I don't know if this is maybe an unusual situation. I'm sure Gerber would like to say something about it, but let's see what she has to say here.
This is I have two. They stick it together. I swear to God, no lie. Two of these. Hold on, let me flip the camera. This is a magnet. They stick it together. I swear to God, no.
Okay, she's gonna hold that magnet over that and she's gonna pull little metal flakes out of it.
I see this shit. I'm sorry for profanity, but I am pissed. I swear to God, Gerber got me messed up. Look at this. Do y'all see this fucking metal?
I see it, and I appreciate that. Ma'am, that is something I will do everything I can to stop bad Food and Drug Administration oversight over our food. You know that the food industry can write an affidavit saying, oh, everything's good, and they just continually put out crap, GMO food, chemical pesticide-ridden food, Roundup ready food, and now metal in the wheat cereal food. And now Breakstone's cottage cheese has been recalled. This is another Fox News fair and biased story. Let's take a look.
Let's get the read on that and the trade talks that are coming up with Barron's associate publisher, Jack Otter. We've got...
That's 8 minutes. I can't do that. Okay. Possible sale of cottage cheese recalled. Breakstone. If you have any of these particular dates, from the Breakstone 2% milk, low-fat, large curd cottage cheese, or the 4% milk fat and small curd, you might want to get it checked out. All right. Good to know. Thank you. Food awareness. Now back to Freedom Friday. I don't know. She did not seem shady at all. She seemed above above shadiness. She was real. GOP Representative Stefanik mocks Schiff, reads his tweets and interviews about whistleblower testimony. You guys are still harping on the whistleblower thing? Man, you don't take a loss very well, do you retardicans?
So also joining me now is Republican
Poor
member
guys.
of the House Intelligence Committee, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
Okay, let's take a look at this story. You still want to face your accuser? Your Sixth Amendment doesn't apply to impeachment discovery hearings. You people should read the Constitution. My goodness, no wonder you picked Trump as your leader. You can't even comprehend what's going on. Well, we want to talk about the whistleblower, Dave. He's secret. I don't know, misanthropy, but I don't think that woman was lying. I think she was serious. You like that word, retardican, Trump-tardo? Well, what about the Trump-tardicans? You could be a Trump-tardican. That almost sounds like an important position, isn't it? I am a Trump-tardican, thank you. I have been worshipping the Donald since the beginning. My history of being a Trump-tardican dates back to the early days of QAnon. How can you possibly believe that Donald Trump is stopping the deep state? My goodness, he is the deep state.
Congresswoman, good to have you with us today.
Good to be with you, Martha.
You know, the criticism of Republicans in this process is that you're leaning on process, that you see the things that Congresswoman Demings just talked about in terms of the phone call and the things that, you know, simply have raised a lot of questions, and that you continually go back to the fact that the whole process is unfair and therefore you can't possibly impeach the president. What do you say to that?
Well, that's incorrect, Martha. As you know, we're leading on substance and we're focused on the facts. As we saw earlier this week, the Democrats' two-star witnesses had no direct knowledge. They were giving instances of hearsay, sometimes third, fourth, and fifth-hand hearsay.
Okay, well, there you have it. Hearsay. When 12 people hearsay something, dang well better be true, because that's the fact, Jack. You can have all kinds of hearsay evidence as long as you got 12 people saying, yeah, we heard it. And then you have one woman who heard it on a speakerphone. She'll be testifying this week. Yeah. And then Sondland is going to respond to all the allegations connected to that phone call. If he confirms that that phone call happened, it's acquaintance for the Donald. Yeah. Now, Sondland's probably getting a very good deal offered to him. We're going to make sure you're an ambassador forever. We'll make sure, what, you want cash too? You know, I'm sure they're working a deal right now to make Sondland testify on behalf of Trump, but he's already flipped on Trump once. He's running scared. He doesn't want to be known as a Trump guy to go down the Trump toilet bowl with all the Trump-tardigans. Indonesia's food supply is being contaminated by imported plastics. That plastic bag you threw out in the garbage is probably, 20 years ago is breaking down in their water supply. Don't you feel guilty? How dare you? An eye-opening report reveals how low-grade plastics are burned as fuel, poisoning the surrounding soil and air. Oh my God, they're burning plastic to heat their food. This is sad. What's happening is that local tofu producers, a staple food, are burning plastic waste imports as fuel in their factories. The fumes are toxic, poisoning the surrounding air and causing numerous health problems for local residents. The test found eating one egg would exceed the European food safety tolerable level intake for chlorinated dioxin 70 times over. This is crazy. It's amazing. These toxins are getting everywhere. We got to stop this. I'm with Greta on that, but I don't want to cap and trade legislation. I don't want to tax you people. Hey, hi, Knox Harrington. You're new here. Welcome to the show. I've been doing this for 11 years. Yes, and more about Roger Stone. Guilty as charged. I don't know. I think he's been a stool pigeon all along. I think they blamed it on Roger Stone. He did do a lot of nefarious things, though, it seems, and he will be punished
Closing
for
arguments
it.
today in the federal trial of former Trump confidant Roger Stone. Tomorrow, that will be up to the jury. What his fate is, tonight, correspondent Stephen Spunt with what jurors heard during testimony and closing arguments.
After a week of testimony, the jury will soon have control over Roger Stone's fate. The self-described dirty trickster is accused of witness tampering and lying to Congress about his alleged role in the WikiLeaks release of hacked emails to bolster the Trump campaign in 2016. Several key witnesses painted a cozy relationship between Stone and WikiLeaks. On Tuesday, former Trump official Rick Gates, who struck a plea deal with special counsel Robert Mueller, testified he witnessed a July 2016 phone call between then candidate Trump and Roger Stone. Gates told jurors he didn't hear the call word for word, but after it ended, Trump said more information Gates believed to be from WikiLeaks would be coming. Trump has denied that claim. Gates also said Stone texted him in June 2016 asking for Jared Kushner's contact information to brief the president's son-in-law on WikiLeaks. Kushner has not publicly responded. Friday, former campaign chief executive Steve Bannon told the jury that Stone was, quote, an access point to WikiLeaks. And while they kept in touch during the campaign, he says Stone never bragged about access to non-public documents. Bannon said leading up to the campaign, Stone implied he could use his WikiLeaks contacts to obtain information about Hillary Clinton. Also testifying in front of the jury, a New York radio host and former Stone confidant named Randy Credico. Stone's team tried to paint him as a middleman for access to WikiLeaks head Julian Assange. Credico, who met with Assange, says he was not a middleman, and of Stone, he told jurors, quote, I can't work on his level. He plays hardball. He throws a lot of junk, and I didn't want to get hit.
Well, that was wise. Yeah, I just think that Roger Stone was thrown out there, and they got him playing games, which is what he's done in the past. But did they link him to the emails directly? No. You know, I'm recommending Firefox for people, Knox. I know that Opera is owned by the Chinese, but I'm recommending Firefox. Yeah, it's got the most secure safety features. We have a browser at coolrock.com that we're pitching. Rail Roberto says MAGA 2020. You know, Rail, we're not really in favor of Donald Trump here, in case you didn't know. There's Cool Rock Party, our new Twitch show. Got a few people in there, just chatting. Yeah. But coolrock.com is our flagship site that we have a lot of stuff on it, and you can get chat going in 2 different chat rooms. If you open up Vaughn first, it'll open up in Cool Rock. They made it so hard for us to do this, but I have a Dissenter browser link here that looks pretty interesting. I just tried it the other day. It's really good. Right here is the Dissenter browser. It's dissenter.com. Meet the free speech web browser. It's really interesting. You can comment on any URL, you know, do a lot of different things. But yeah, dissenter.com. You can try that one too. Well, let's be clear. Let's be completely unclear. Prince Andrew admits, I kicked myself over a friendship with Jeffrey Epstein in a tell-all interview. Well, he's getting out ahead of the story, but the Prince Andrew story and Jeffrey Epstein is still very much alive, in that many people are saying that Epstein didn't kill himself. Yeah, even his own brother is saying that. Now, not many people are saying Epstein's still alive. Okay? I'm one of the few people out there that believes that Epstein's still alive, and I have photographs of him on the island 20 days after he allegedly died. A source said a forensic sweep of emails will tell if Epstein's friends knew anything incriminating. Virginia Giuffre has claimed in the past Epstein paid her to have sex with the Duke of York when she was 17. While the Prince Andrew denies the allegation, video from 2010 shows Andrew waving goodbye to a young woman at Epstein's Manhattan home. Now, they're supposed to believe that this guy hung out with Epstein all those months, many times. They visited him like 14 times. Prince Andrew was willing to help with authorities by providing a witness statement or undergoing questioning, but he's never been asked. Interesting. And that recent bombshell report from an ABC News anchor last week that for 3 years she suppressed the story. Now, after Epstein's death, Giuffre's lawyer said he hoped Andrew would now sit for a formal deposition under oath. So we'll see if that happens. But according to Mark Epstein, his brother, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't trafficking women, and he didn't kill himself. Okay. I suppose we'll watch that later tonight. Yeah. So all kinds of different stories are popping up about Jeffrey Epstein, whether he's alive, dead, whether he killed himself or not. I mean, clearly the work of the coroner was horrible. And Michael Baden, the guy who came in second, actually said it looked more like a homicide. But I don't even believe it was him because of the simple fact that his face does not match Epstein himself. Looking at this photograph of the dead body, you can see the nose is curled right here. You see the curl in the nose? It's like a curve. Whereas Epstein didn't have a curve. It was a straight nose. And then look at the ear. The ear doesn't match either. Totally different ear. And look at the bruising. That's indicative of damage to his... It looks like he was head banged, probably killed that way. Yeah, so these questions really remain. How could a coroner possibly sign off on that? That woman should be charged with a crime, a felony, the coroner in New York PD. It's crazy how they even they claimed he was dead. And we all know from former Secretary of Labor Acosta that when he was a prosecuting attorney in Florida in 2007, he was told to back off by the FBI, saying that Jeffrey was an intelligence person. He was in intelligence. Hillary's not going to be prosecuted. No. They got a lot of the people who were involved in her email problem, but she's never going to be prosecuted. Donald Trump is protecting Hillary. Okay, we're going to see Justin Bieber in this link you mailed to me. Oh yeah, all the people that he's been tagging. Okay. Yeah, I know. He's been involved in a lot of things. I appreciate that email. I'll look at it in greater length, TechWall. Even Syrian President Assad says Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. This is hilarious. I wish they would all say that Epstein's alive, because that's really the issue. But even he said he believes that the convicted sex offender did not kill himself. Okay. Assad claimed that Epstein was part of a broader conspiracy by Western powers to kill high-profile people who knew lots of secrets, including Osama bin Laden, ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, who died 6 or 7 times before he finally died. Now, I don't buy... I'm sorry, but there's no way that Epstein's dead. Sorry, we've got photographs of him actually alive. Yeah, here he was, August 30th. 20 days after he died, 19 days after he died, he was out there overlooking his palatial retreat. Yeah, doing the thing that a guy normally with an island looks over things, right? That's what Epstein was doing. He's completely out. He's probably living there right now and probably doing the same thing he was doing before. Hey, I don't want to bring this up, but it's time to talk about marijuana. Yeah, a new study found that, I think it's a biased study myself, but a new study found that marijuana use does trigger deadbeatitis. It's not diabetes, it's deadbeatitis. Basically, a new study found marijuana legalization leads to more problematic use. Well, it's ridiculous because they're saying that in all the states that have openly legalized recreational use, the use is up. Yeah. Gee, people are smoking more marijuana now that it's legal. Yeah, amazing. Who would have ever thought that? Among 26 and older people, the use has increased 2%. But there's no significant increase among children, young people. In fact, another study shows that children are less likely to smoke marijuana now in a recreationally legal state, which is kind of interesting because it's not illegal. They don't want to do it. Like, who cares, right? Okay, more. All right, we got that. I'm glad we heard from from Syrian President Assad on this issue. Like, it really matters. Amazing. Okay, this guy is getting his Twitter account shut down. He's posting something here. Let me take a look. His name is Pastor Greg Locke, and he posted this video about, you know, the drag queens at the libraries. Hashtag impeachment hearing is a conservative shutdown. He had like 1.5 million likes, and then he posted it, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. Wow. Okay, thank you for sharing that information. Yeah, there's a lot of conservative sites being knocked down off Twitter and YouTube right now. Lots of them. The MK Ultra breaker upper. Yeah, you know, marijuana does take out your propaganda in your head and kind of makes you feel a lot less stressed out by life. So Scooter Braun owns a label called Schoolboy Records. Really? Thanks for telling me about Scooter Braun. Okay, David, have you heard No Agenda podcast? My thoughts are that No Agenda is a shill. And I simply say that he's a shill because he has so many followers on YouTube. Yeah, you don't get that many followers if you really are pursuing the truth. Case in point, myself. I've had the same number of subscribers at YouTube for the past 8 years. Practically the same. Hasn't changed hardly at all. And I've done over 25,000 hours of broadcasting. Whereas that guy's been around for less than 8 years and has amassed way more than over 200,000 or 300,000. So it's obvious they're allowing him and they're not allowing me. And I'm using this as a litmus test. And I know a lot of conservatives that are not even getting seen on YouTube. Well, I think legalization is the way to go, but we're not going to see that with Donald Trump. And I don't know why any of you would even support Donald Trump. He's never going to legalize marijuana. And, you know, I don't even think the Democrats are really that fully open to the idea of full legalization. They want to monetize everything. The Democrats want to charge you your taxes for more money that they keep spending, and they never know when to stop. I've never met a Democrat that actually did a competitive bid on a contract. They always just get the guy that first calls them on the phone, and golly, okay, I'll pay that price. Democrats are killing our nation's key states like California, New York, Washington, Illinois, Florida. Oh, it's terrible. They're so over budget, it's beyond belief. In our state of Washington, they just overturned the car registration tags, which were zooming up around $100 a piece after legislation was passed 10 years ago to keep it at 45. They kept adding new taxes. Well, a guy named Tim Eyman here in Washington decided he's just going to make this his personal vendetta in life to get on the ballot. And he did again. And he's got a lot of supporters. He draws an income from the money people give him to stop the tax increases. Anyway, it won with a 59% majority. And now the state of Washington has to charge $30 per car. They were at $150 per electric car. And now they're down to $30 per electric car. So it's amazing how really it takes a guy who's really on the groove, you know, riding the wave of getting on the ballot to really do that in a local election. And he did it. Now they're thinking of suing him in court. I mean, these people just want money so bad, these Democrats, that they'll do anything to get more taxes. Anything. They don't want to cut spending. They just want to keep it going so that they can get reelected, because all that money goes to people that give them money for a reelection. They don't do YouTube, really? Okay. Well, I saw some stats on the No Agenda group on YouTube. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, they're all over YouTube. Oh yeah. When you say they don't do YouTube?
Why you like him? This is no good.
No Agenda episode, Tacarista. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong guy, No Agenda. Could be a different No Agenda. David, what do you what do we have to do to join your cult? You already joined by talking about a third party. That's what we do every day. I mean, we're not doing a cult. You know, we don't build this entire plan to produce a third party off of donations. I hope you know that we hardly have any money coming in at all, ever. And we've been censored so heavily in American politics that it's beyond belief. When No Agenda is getting links, you know, to their show, I'm curious, but again, why are we getting hard censored? That's my question. NASA overpaid Boeing by hundreds of millions of dollars, according to an auditor. NASA, never a straight answer. They've been involved in cover-up after cover-up, and now they're just overpaying people. See what I mean about fiscal misgovernance, non-governance? It's like we're relying on the worst possible people to hand out money. Boeing paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in a fixed contract to develop a spaceship to carry astronauts to the ISS, and compensation it called unnecessary. The U.S. has relied on Russia to transport its crews to the ISS since the end of the Space Shuttle program in 2011. So they agreed to pay out $287 million to Boeing to mitigate a perceived 18-month gap in ISS flights. We request $187 million of these prices increase as unnecessary costs. I seriously don't think we've even been to ISIS. I don't think they send astronauts up there. If it does exist, which it seems to, I don't believe they actually send people there. They send them to the underwater filming studio that NASA has, which is run by people with degrees in diving. Every single astronaut in America right now has a highly skilled diving credential. None of them can join the NASA program without being a diver, underwater diver. My website is not secure because we are having a problem getting our website domain host to actually honor their agreement with the SSL certificate. Every time we go in there and set it up, it works for about 2 days and then it stops. So we either jump ship and go to a new domain host, which is a pain in the butt, or we resolve the problem. The problem is our domains are not hosted by the same organization. Now, if we did that and we migrated to our domain host as our primary host, we'd be probably paying more for our site, but we'd have SSL certification. What's your big deal about SSL for being important to you? Why is that even a matter? I mean, you're not doing financial work on our site. Why would you need an SSL, secure socket layer transmission? Dave, 2 days late. What's 2 days late? They found bubbles in space, right? Some of the ISS footage has bubbles in it. I don't mean Bubbles the clown. I mean bubbles bubbling up in the film and photography. Yeah, kind of amazing. What a financial ripoff. I'm going to put that in my Flipboard. Space, the final lie. Put it in conspiracy. North Korean nuke equivalent to 17 Hiroshimas according to space-based radar. Donald Trump touts about having a really good relationship with Kim Jong-un, which, by the way, was orchestrated by Russia, the meetings with North Korea, in which we're going to talk about that big word thing, denuclearize. We're going to denuclearize. That's it. The big word thing. North Korea withdrew from the Treaty of Non-Proliferation in 2003. It subsequently developed nuclear weapons, yeah. And the testing shows that it's equivalent to 17 Hiroshimas. Well, thanks for that quick assessment, Dr. Strishith. And his team turned to space for a solution, using data acquired from an LS-2 satellite and a technique called synthetic aperture radar interferometry. The science measured the changes on the surface above the test chamber resulting from the September 2017 explosion. And they determined it was equivalent to 17 Hiroshimas. Wow. Okay. When you say I'm 2 days late, what do you mean? my side doesn't even rank. I don't think you understand. We have been completely censored for so long. When we reconstructed the site after 2 complete attacks, we actually we had to drop our meta tags because they were causing problems. Yeah. And I'm not a boomer, so you're out permanently if you come back here. I'm in the millennial generation. Excuse me, I'm an X-Gen. I'm an X-Gen guy. I'd like to be in the millennial generation, but I'm not quite that young. Yeah, I don't like to be misperceived as a boomer. Waiting for David to be like, whose shadow? Yeah, it's almost unbelievable. If you think that we're anything like the No Agenda people, we're not. They haven't faced the amount of censorship we have. Thank you. I'm using the free utility from our show, Knox. Yeah. And frankly, I don't think you're really here to help me. So we're going to take you out of the show. Goodbye. Knox Harrington, everybody. Expurged from the show for not understanding the dimensions of the censorship that's been happening in our show. Too bad. We lost another Republican Trump-tard. Too bad. When he eventually resigns, they'll have to come looking for a new person to support. Yeah, there needs to be a documentary about us, but again, that's a career ender for anybody who tried to do it. We've already seen 2 people come to my home and interviewed me on Beta SP cams, and 40 minutes of interview footage was thrown in the garbage. And both of their careers were terminated at Como News. There's no cool people allowed in the show, Joe. If you're a regular, you can come in here, like you. You're cool. But we don't get any new people in our show. I don't think you understand. We have been completely censored. When this guy Knox Harrington came in the show, there's no way he got through us unless he was one of those IPs that Mark allowed. And when he attacked our show and he started, ripping us a new one, it was pretty obvious he was working for a company called Monk. Monk is attacking us on a nightly basis. Those are gone. Those interviews are all gone. Monk is attacking us on a nightly basis. You want to show me? I'll show you what they threatened me with recently. Check this out. This is one of many threats we've got from this group. I know this is a little weird, but if you can't understand the depth of this, Mark only let certain IPs into the show. Knox couldn't get into the show unless his IP was cleared by Mark. Mark has been censoring our show for some time. It's not some make-believe story. This is real. Now, let's take a look at this. Here it is. David, I represent Monk, whatever that is. We are a dedicated and fully funded hacking organization hired to harass, instigate, defeat, demoralize, and finally end your show. David Sponheim, we will list our demands in a further communique, Monk. Can you imagine demands? These trolls actually think I'm going to cave to their demands when I've been doing the show against all odds for the past 11 years? No person has ever done more broadcasting than I have, and I've been censored greater than I have in America. Alex Jones doesn't even get close to me. I've got him beat by overall hours broadcasting, by far. But I've been doing this show since 2008, and I assure you, I'm way ahead of the targeted censorship in some ways, because we've got a world audience that watches us. They don't even have to participate in the chat. They want to participate. We're working on getting that possibility, but it's still difficult.
Hi, good morning. As you can see, I'm still wearing the shirt I wore last night and yesterday at Blog TV. It's exhilarating to do Blog TV. We've been having an incredible time. This is, in fact, day 54. I thought yesterday was day 54, but we did a recount, and we determined that today is day 54 as we approach the election.
Now, I can tell you that work that I did 10 hours a day for 50 straight hours, or 50 straight days, 54 straight days, I did over 540 hours of broadcasting. It was very, very disappointing because I did all kinds of press releases all across the country to every magazine, every newspaper, every mainstream media outlet, and not one response. Not one. Except for a guy I roomed with at UCLA who's a journalist who said, "Hey, Dave, I didn't know you were running for president until now." So I know my emails got through, but they just didn't want to actually do anything with the story. So the censorship started back then, and that's when I did a blackface video. Right after that video was taken, I did a blackface video, which I'm very proud of. I think impersonating Barack Obama was the best thing I could do to warn people about his insincerity. And I believe that the guy was a total, unbelievable liar. And to this day, I think he did more damage to our country than even Donald Trump so far. So having done the blackface video, I'm pretty sure that, you've probably seen episodes of it. There's one entire 4 hours of it over at youtube.com/David John Sponheim. But that blackface video got me a lot more attention in 2009 than I could ever imagine. And now I'm still riding on that worldwide attention. Now they think that they somehow are going to extinguish the fire, the need for a third party, when everything points to the need for a centrist third party. We know they are. I know they are. We had every single venue in the media had a chance to give us some time. And then I had another set of chances in 2012 and 2014. And every time I did a show, every time I did an interview for a released story, and I did 2 major interviews over an hour long, they never published the story. The program director or the publisher or the editor just said, "No, we're not going to publish it." There's a blacklist on anything about me or about a third party. Anything that gets through in America is strictly through outside filters that they can't control. I'm a household word in Japan and in Korea. People talk about what this show is all about quite often around the world. California keeps a secret list of criminal cops but says you can't have it. The Attorney General warns reporters it's illegal to possess lists of thousands of cop convictions. That is totally illegal, to suppress truth and free press from knowing exactly, and freedom of information should know exactly who's been charged. But the California Attorney General Xavier Becerra responds to questions from the Bay Area news group Opinion. He basically says it's disheartening and ominous. They said that it's disheartening and ominous that the highest law enforcement officer in the state is threatening legal action over something the First Amendment makes clear can't give rise to criminal action against a reporter. This guy is some sort of a shill. They don't want the cops to get outed for their brutality. Actually, I agree with you, okay, Boomer. Any attention is good attention. That's why I did the blackface video. And I did another one in 2014 that you can see right now at youtube.com/David John Sponheim. It's entertaining. Yeah, I did a good parody of Barack Obama. There's no way I could have possibly done it without satirizing him in blackface. So to say that I didn't have the right to do that or somehow was racist is absurd. And for our country to deny us our freedom of speech like they're doing now, and they let Alex get all the press time he wants. Then they even fake kicked him off YouTube and then put him back on YouTube. Alex Jones.
Yeah, that way he could get more press time.
Yeah, and it gives him more legitimacy. They kicked him off. Now he gets more press time on another channel. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, David.
Yeah, so that's the story, Morning Glory. Welcome to the New World Order and their control of free press and the censorship that goes on at the grassroots level. So Sarah's going to give me some time here, but we got one story I wanted to show you from Max. And I know you're ready to go to bed, Max, and iBlog is buffering. A monster found original Bigfoot was a giant ape twice the size of human that roamed Earth 2 million years ago. Size of the original Bigfoot. Wow, that's gigantus. And then there's the Bigfoot. Archaeological evidence of the creature has been found in southeastern China. It's referred to as Gigantopithecus blacki, or G. blacki for short. I'll be darned, look at that. This is an actual bone from the jaw of this creature. Uh-oh. I guess we've seen enough of that. Yeah, I understand that Xi Jinping is reaching out and saying, asking the people, the protesters in Hong Kong to just be nice. It's like, come on, man, give them self-rule, and they will be nice. If Xi Jinping told the people of Hong Kong, you will have self-rule, you will not be tried in Beijing for your crimes until 2047, all rioting would stop. You'd think a simple common sense thing like that would be something that would be a no-brainer for somebody as important as Xi Jinping. Unbelievable.
Okay. Thank you. That's pretty funny, happy hour. Very funny. Thunberg is not from the US, so maybe somewhere else. I look like I'm dressed for boarding school. There you go. Like the teacher of a boarding school. Hello, Bordeaux. Well, there's issues with that. For sure, Mad Dog. I don't think it's appropriate. More for the supervisor than you, but I mean, I know people do that, but I just don't find it to be professional. Computer scientists develop a new tool that generates video from themed text. MSI QB5 should make an excellent mini Linux computer. Oh, I do like MSI. Okay. Lucius, huh? We decided you're going to date Jessica. We know what's best for you. Probably would be best for Mad Dog. Is Jessica conservative like Mad Dog? I'll give this link to Misanthropy and see what he thinks about it. Mad Dog, I don't know. Are you religious? Do you love Jesus as much as Jessica does? That could be an issue, you know. That might be better than the Raspberry Pi, is this MSI QB5. Yeah, there you go. Could hook up with Jessica. Well, is Jessica looking for someone to date? Oh yeah, you did talk about the Pine phone. It's available to order now. Have you ordered it yet? Maybe I would get my own Pine phone, Drag King, if I wanted one. Yeah, it's always good. A second batch is probably the best. And second one is like good because they kind of work out the kinks of the first beta version. they don't have cases for the pine foam. I don't know if I want a Raspberry Pi. I might want a ThinkPad. Google says its quantum computer has just completed a 10,000 year task in less than 4 minutes. My goodness. That's pretty amazing. A 10,000 year computer task. I wonder what that was. I don't know. David, you should focus on what people like rather than what they get upset about. David likes when I give him a back rub, even if it's just like a 5 to 10 minute back rub in the morning, especially his lower back. I like when David gives me a back rub, especially my calves or my upper back. Why are you... Tune out the negatives. It's like bad radio reception. Just tune into the positive. And ask someone if they're mad, maybe ask them if they can focus on something that they're thankful for. Get happy. I said I'd marry you. Well, you don't need to be pressured into being with someone either. Alright, NVIDIA Jetson Javier NX debuts as the smallest supercomputer for AI at the edge. But you give people like 90 days, and if they aren't positive to be around and you don't enjoy being around them, cut them loose. Alright. Okay, I'll do that in a moment. Well, I'm not saying that you have to be around them for 90 days, but sometimes the honeymoon period lasts up to 90 days. But if they're a jerk before the 90 days is up, cut them loose earlier. If they're a jerk after 9 minutes, cut them loose then. Yeah, I could see that. You like being... Is it because you like alone time, or you just are annoyed with the behaviors of other people? Maybe a little bit of both. Which makes sense, too. Yeah. Oh, you don't have a banjo because you pawned it? Here comes the future. I don't know where Shiny Puffy is. Huh, you're giving me all these cool links. Thanks, Maxed Out Credit. Helping middle school girls break through into computer technology careers. You don't do crack, seriously? No, you don't. I can't believe that. Okay, that's a little bit, maybe too TMI tracking, but whatever, that's fine. Enter default number polybar or polybar get. Does it matter? Hogged again. Castile Angel. Castile Angel, hi. Okay. Remove make dependencies after install. Oh my god, just to watch the chat is sometimes hilarious. So funny. I guess I like the banter of gentlemen. Well, maybe not gentlemen, just men. Hiking, oh, Harbor Freight's opening up down the street. Woohoo! I remember my dad really liked it. Sarah's like, I don't know what game you're playing. I'm playing with your hair. What game you're playing? I guess you're playing Minecraft. No, hopefully not. You think I should become a bartender? Learning all those bars. I will remove make dependencies after install. Yes, I guess so. Oh, this is the status bar at the bottom, right? You bought a nice, power. You bought a nice bigger toolbox. Toolbox? Just a sec. Okay. Throwing me a little bit deeper. That's alright. Alright, just a sec. And then, oh, it's doing that thing on my other computer where it does a double scroll. Oh, package build at, package builds to edit. None, all, abort, installed, not installed. Sorry. I was thinking that too about my whole face, and I was thinking I might put in another camera over here or over here so that I'm looking at my face like over here. Which of these package builds should I edit? Alright, yes, exactly. Then I could at least pretend I'm looking at you. Sarah should become a bartender, should sit and chat with the boys. The bar would be full on all nights. Maybe Sarah should open up a bar called the Soapbox, where all the men go up on stage instead of in a chat room to talk. Okay, you're not playing Minecraft, you're playing World of Warships. Oh yeah, you did say that. Misanthropy, Shadow says hello, since Vaughn's mad at him. Okay, none. Proceed with installation, yes. Oh, Shadow, he said he knew I was reading what you were saying before I said it was you. Now I'm going to refresh this Vaughn Live over here. Alright, anyway. The portrait works too. A Minoro 3D webcam. Red chrome. I don't need a webcam, I already have one. I don't know when the paint will be dry. I don't really know what you're talking about. Oh, that is cute though. I like how it looks like a little person. And it's 3D. Oh, that's weird. So then it would be showing my picture in 3D. You guys do think I should get that for him? You want to wear makeup. You have some Stila makeup products someone left at your house they never came back to get. Wow. Good night, maxed out credit. Thanks for hanging out with me this long. Hello, King Caloose. You don't want to wear makeup, you just want to make up with that person so that they can come and get their makeup, or actually still leave it at your house and get the other things from that person. I know. And you're like, but so what, why haven't you, wait, you argued with this person and you feel like you're the reason that person's mad? Maybe there's something more going on. I know, watching me is like watching paint dry. Sorry, Space Shuttle. You don't have to explain the idiom. I'm not talking about Misanthropy's lost makeup bag. I'm talking about Don't Worry, Be Happy has some ex-girlfriend or maybe current girlfriend that left it over. Yeah, I could.
Right.
Oh, David's coming in now.
Oh, you don't have to interrupt what you're doing. Go right ahead.
Well,
no, actually, we have a video capture device. So we haven't resolved these two computers sharing files.
yeah,
yet.
I have. I just have to pull it up and see if it works. But remember, it froze.
Yeah, well, we can always have part 3 in the show. No, I don't really need any pasta. I do one pasta trip a week, and it satiates me. That's all I need. You know, I'm not a big Freemason supporter insofar as, you know, I don't support the hierarchy all the way to the Masons at the top, the 33rd degree Masons that are clearly corrupt. I don't support anything like a cult hierarchy, secret societies. But Freemasons, by and large, have no idea how corrupt the people at the top are. So, yeah, I don't really have any desire to alienate those people. You support Freemasons? Yeah, well, you would. You work for the CIA. That's part of
Do you text him back saying why?
Why does he work at the CIA?
No, why are they mad?
Mad.
Oh, no, never mind.
I don't know who's... All I know is the guy's IP pinged in McLean, Virginia. Some experts spotted it. Yes, AC Slater, what can I do for you? You met a Mason, but they denied being a Mason. They said they were a stone shaper or something. Oh. It's hard to text back when you didn't respond. Yeah, good point.
No, Slater, are you?
Are you gay? Because it seems like you seem to have that on your mind. Yeah, I think AC Slater may be a troll. He's the same guy we kicked out of here. His IP's allowed to come in because Mark lets only a certain number of IPs in the show now. I wish our other shows would get more poppin', but they're very kind of slow like molasses.
If you text them, ask, hey, can I give you a call? I'm worried about you. And then call them, because texting does not always convey all the messages.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why you're so upset, and I'm concerned about you. You could just do that.
How do you know that's not stalking, though? You know?
Because they could say no. Yes, just go ahead and say,
yeah.
Hey, is it okay if I call you? Because I don't know why you're upset, and I want to make sure you're okay. And if they say they might text you back and say, no, stop, and then don't ever call them again, because that would be stalking. But if they're like, oh man, this person is actually kind and caring, and then make sure you actually call them. Don't just enter into a text conversation, because I know it's hard, but then call them and say, hey, I just was concerned. Why are you so upset? Is there something I did? I mean, I hope it wasn't me. I'm hoping that you're upset at something else. And maybe they're really mad at their mom or something like that. I mean, I do this kind of like social work out with like students too. Like this student the other day was saying, I was really mad because, or I got upset because these people, they pointed at me and laughed. I said, well, maybe they were pointing at something behind you. And they went and they were trying to tell me the story, but I never heard it all.
Okay. Well, maybe it wasn't somebody pointing at them.
But they found out like it wasn't, they weren't actually.
A Seattle police captain has been arrested in a sting operation, undercover police operation. And unfortunately, SPD confirmed a 31-year-old veteran of the department was arrested Wednesday night out on suspicion of patronizing a prostitute. You know, how absurd. You know, we believe that, you know, we need to legalize prostitution. It's one of those issues that eventually will mean better safety for the people involved. Moving in that direction would get rid of these types of police encounters.
Just say that, well, the whole power play thing, just say, hey, can I call and talk to them on the phone? And then once you talk to them on the phone, hey, I think our communication is better over the phone. The best way to communicate is face to face. The second best way is over the phone, because you can tell like tone of voice. Mm-hmm. And the worst way, of course, is through email, or third worst is email, last worst is text.
Yeah. Now, why are you denigrating Zenetril, claiming she's a prostitute? We have no knowledge of that. Yeah, you seem to have a personal thing with Zenetril misanthropy. You people know too much about these people. That's your problem. Okay, so police brutality on the all-time increase. No plans by Donald Trump to mitigate that and to deal with overtaking police officers, killing people, death by cop. That's got to be addressed. We haven't done that. The two parties won't even talk about it.
Couldn't I run it elsewhere? But sure, I could.
Yeah, you can run that on any platform. Wireshark works on Windows as well. Is your end game to find out who's listening in on our conversation?
Oh, by the way, I'm back. I'm done.
You're what?
Yeah, agape love. Is that like a never?
It sounds like a lot of
abundant
people are
love.
having problems with the relationships, and Max just wants to get some sleep, so he says good night, see you later. Okay, good night, Max. So you want to know who's connecting to your terminal or your router.
Oh, hello. Did you talk to this person, LA Kine RS?
Are you running? Yes, I talked to him. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, so we pretty much connected with all our chat rooms, being they're all gateways that are being censored and controlled. What do you mean it could be you? Yeah, it looks like this guy at McLean, Virginia is acting like he actually has a life, a personality. I don't think he'll ever get out of that cubicle you're in, man. And we need a new webcam, 3D. Wow, that'd be cool. It's only $12 for a 3D webcam. Pretty nice. I don't think doing the show in 3D is going to make a big difference, though.
No.
You left the facility already? I don't believe that. Now you're saying what your handlers are telling you to say. You're really out to lunch, man.
They couldn't stop me. I'm out.
It looks similar, yeah. But you think you left. See how he says these things? It looks similar, but I think I left. They put you in a new cubicle.
He's AI.
No.
He doesn't even inhabit a real body.
He said he has a wife and that they can't sleep together.
Shower.
And a shower. And a wife that they can't sleep with. And he lives in a cubicle, and now he's living in another cubicle. They moved him to a new cubicle thinking that would give him freedom. Isn't that amazing?
Oh.
I believe the guy's a clone, a hacker clone. Like they took some hacker and they cloned
Have you
the
ever
guy.
seen the movie The Island?
No. I've
should see
seen
it.
a lot of movies, though. I lived on an island. I live on an island.
That's a cute movie about clones.
It's
or
true,
a
I do live
weird
on an
movie about clones.
Well, I guess we've reached that point where the news became completely boring today, and we were expecting some new reveals, but all we got was some old woman claiming that she was, felt unsafe working for Donald Trump. Yovanovitch was picked on by Donald Trump. Even today, he was attacking her personally. It's like, what does he have against old women? Did he have a thing about his mom or something? Donald Trump may just dislike women in general. I don't know. Yeah, we would love to be able to restream, but unfortunately, we couldn't get that to work. I was never able to adapt it because it was involved. It had a lot of issues.
And Restream was really for gaming.
It's a gaming
before.
thing. We could do a gaming show.
We could try it again.
We could do gaming and restream as we go. That might be better.
We might try it again.
We've reached kind of a stall point because we've got literally the CIA, a hacker who comes in the show and shuts us down and DDoSes us, coming in and saying that he has a wife who's very beautiful, but he can't sleep with her. Or he's living in a new
I think
place.
he's talking about me when he says she's very beautiful.
Yeah, I think you are his wife in his mind. The guy seems to glob onto anything. He thought I was his father the other day. He has no memory past like this week. I think he's a clone.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
You might be right. You might be right.
I don't know.
Yay. All right. I can move this over.
Oh.
He has photos.
You have photos of your parents, yeah.
Yeah, that makes it real.
Yeah, he has photos of his parents. They gave them that when he became a clone. They also gave him the identity of the hacker that he was cloned by. I think what happened is the CIA got together with DARPA and, boy, we barely got some problems with this lighting. Hang on. I'm going to go back to my lighting situation. I can correct this. I think DARPA decided to work with the CIA to create a cloned hacker so the CIA wouldn't have to pay for these people. Makes sense, right? Why would they want to pay a hacker, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year when they could just clone the guy? Possibilities.
Okay, I think I'm going to stop right here and shut down, and I'll look at this Polybar tomorrow.
Okay, good. Time for Amazing Race. Enjoy yourself. Have fun.
At least I downloaded it.
Good. I think I got rid of some of the sparkles in the background, but man, this is it's kind of a weird situation. See, when it does auto, it does the other thing. I'm taking white balance completely off just to get rid of the sparkles.
Well, how about this? I'll get rid of this.
It helps a little bit. I think we're better than I was. Good night. Take care. Thanks for gracing us with your presence, Sarah. You're awesome.
Yes, you're welcome. I know I'm amazing.
Everything in politics is a power struggle. Would you agree? Yeah. I don't need extra cash during my university time now. David, you have become more orange than Trump. There you go.
He does look a little more orange than Trump. That's true.
Well, I'm just working on my new beta-carotene spray-on tan solution. It's all natural. Ivanka was helping me figure that out. She told me, Dad, I want you to look like you did back in the 70s when I remember you. Actually, Ivanka was born in the 80s, I think. Google says its quantum computer has just completed a 10,000-year task in less than 4 minutes. I can imagine that, yeah. And the words whoop-de-doo comes to mind.
Oh, so that's when whoop-de-doo comes to mind.
Well, I use the word whoop-de-doo selectively, the words. But when Google comes up with a computer that can go that fast, it's like whoop-de-doo. Big deal. Yeah, I'll work on the lighting when Sarah's gone. No, you're good. Your beautiful hair soak up a lot of that light, reflective light. All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. Get some rest. You worked all week. Yeah. She needs to rest now. Yes, Roger Stone was found guilty on all counts of federal trial. So it worked. They were able to hold back the 9% of the redacted 448-page Mueller report long enough to maybe skirt the law. Good job, Mueller, charging Roger Stone with all these ridiculous charges. None of them connected directly to the emails either. It was all hearsay and him correcting himself and witness tampering and then denying he did anything. It was just a lot of hoopla. Well, that's the thing. Trump and Rudy Giuliani are going to be facing some scrutiny in the next couple of weeks, I'll tell you that. I know my color's off. I was just trying to get a different look. Hang on, I'm getting it back to normal. One moment, please. There we go. Yeah, it's still better. Yeah, I think straight down the line, good. Hoopla. Okay, I think we're good there. You want to talk about anything in particular on Freedom Friday? We're free to talk about anything because we're living in America where we could have Charlie Sheen sitting between us and sharing his thoughts if he really wanted to call in. I'd like to know why he's going through all of his money so fast. I mean, his net worth is down to $20 million. I guess prostitutes are not cheap. This is another reason to legalize prostitution. I want to legalize marijuana too. I don't think the word spouse is that endearing. Yes, people don't want to answer their phone at this time because you're probably bothering them. They're busy. Most people are tired and go home and lay down after a full week of work. They don't want to be fleeced by some guy who's working out of McLean, Virginia's farm, trying to get money out of them through surreptitious means. Yeah. I know. I didn't, those beta-carotene is what they spray on people to give them that orange complexion. That's what Donald Trump uses. It's a common dye they use on salmon. Typically, a lot of your East Coast salmon are sprayed with this beta-carotene to make it look all red and all. Normally, it's like bland yellow, like a tumor. You notice they don't sell any tumors on the market? You can't even, if you want to buy a low-quality cut of tumor, they don't have anything. There's not one bit of tumor on the market. There's turmeric. There's thyroid glands that may be carcinogenic. I don't know. But nobody's selling any tumors for dinner. Hi, what are you having for dinner, honey? Well, we're having tumors. GMO tumors that were developed in a petri dish. Space Shuttle. You keep sending these links. A longtime Seattle police captain Fowler retires from the force. Is he the same guy soliciting? I don't know. Who cares? Yeah, thank you. A tumor taco truck. There you go. Diced tumor, marinated tumor. Tumor. It's what's for dinner. You know? I know. Beta carotene naturally can, but it doesn't. Beta carotene has never been long-term tested on its on the effect on melanin, nor on the limbic system or the autonomic nervous system. There are low long-term studies done on this benign thing they call beta carotene. Tumor tartar. There you go. And notice how Greta didn't mention anything about raising awareness about tumors. How dare you? This is all wrong. I'm so glad we got out of the Greta thing that we were doing. Man. We were stuck on Greta for 2 weeks. Uh-oh.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. How
dare you? I just had to do a little backup on that. Just to get a little taste of, remember, we're feeling a little let down that we don't have Greta to make fun of all week. She inspires you. Why? Are you in favor of global climate change taxation and carbon point legislation? Well, I guess she would inspire you. You scumbag. You globalist scumbag. You know, call me old-fashioned, but I kind of believe in the old nation-state model, you know? When did we have to go beyond that and create a new world order? When did we have to take the international community and turn that into a global new world order authority? I'm sorry, but I didn't sign on for that, nor did any of my other fellow citizens, so you can screw yourself, new world order. We're not going to be taken down. Our country stands for freedom, and our people are free. You want to enslave this country and stick RFID chips in our body and make us all sound like Alex Jones. You're not going to believe this, but the entire Bilderberg group is controlled by the Venetian royalty, and these are black nobility people that have been trying to control the world and serve Lucifer. He may be right. You know, I would not be surprised if cow tumors are a delicacy somewhere, but you know, I went to my food site. Yeah, I was trying to look this up to see if I can find any cancerous tumors to eat. And gosh, there's just nothing out there. You know, let's take a look. We're going to go to the Foods Worldwide site that I have at Cool Rock. Cool Rock's a pretty cool site, by the way. I can't brag about it enough. We got the Cool Rock online community, fun, free, and private. And we are rolling rawhide. Here we go. Foods Worldwide. Okay, search locations for food. I'm going to go tumor. Do you mean Kumo? Yes, I mean Kumo. In Nigeria, they serve Kumo. I knew that they served Kumo there. Let's take a look at Kumo. We don't know much about food from Kumo. There's no authentic dishes from Kumo. Oh, so there's nothing on tumor. So you can search anything on this burrito. Do you mean burrito? No, I mean burrito. Oh, 2 R's, sorry. Burrito wrap? Yeah, see. Nice. Ooh, see, you get food instantaneous. So those of you who are starving to death, this is really kind of like torture. Are you salivating? You're free to salivate, no charge. The burrito in this dish consists of wheat flour tortilla that is wrapped in such a way that it's possible to fully enclose the flavoring feeling in the interior. The filling consists of a combination of various ingredients such as meat, beans, rice, lettuce, guacamole, and cheese. Its name means little donkey in Spanish, burrito. Little donkey. Yeah, I don't have anything on tumors for you right now. Type in dog. Okay. You're funny. Let's do it. You're the kind of guy we want to hang out with on Friday night. Let's eat dog meat. Dog meat? Dog. There's only hot dogs. It's not going to show you any Vietnamese dog food made of dog, authentic dog. Thank you, Ogre. But that was a good question. It's not going to violate your sensibilities. Find placenta? Or you want to eat placenta now? That's sick. That's even sicker than my discussion of fried tumors. Yeah, you know we digressed to talking about bad food items. Well, it came to this eventually. I couldn't control it.
How dare you? This is all wrong. How dare you?
How dare you? That's like 2 minutes of how dare yous. So I still am really shocked that Roger Stone was found guilty, even though he seems guilty. We've got more tonight on the story behind a Palm Beach sex offender's remarkable deal, Jeffrey Epstein story. Last night we did a 60-minute special on Jeffrey Epstein. Very good. Well done on Ghislaine Maxwell and all the... And apparently they're going to pursue some more civil cases in the Virginia Roberts Giuffre case, but they haven't yet.
Of abuse of a minor, and they're held accountable for years and years through the criminal justice system. This individual abused hundreds of girls, and nothing happened. It's really, really unfortunate. We look at that and we say, how did the criminal justice system fail these girls in such...
We don't get IMs here. Sorry. You can send me an email at americasthirdparty@gmail.com. IMs are running the Bond site. The Bond site uses CoinHive, which we can't allow to operate. It would take up all of our operating systems control. We wouldn't be able to even do a show. I need a better parody of Greta. I guess I do, yeah. We could make fun of Greta, just like pick on her all night, but it doesn't really matter. I think we could do better. How about this giant jaw from Bigfoot? That's huge. This G. Blackie teeth was found in Southeast Asia, so they think this humongous beast was not exactly a nice little character. He's bigger than Bigfoot. And you notice I happen to look a lot like this guy. I know the similarities are noticeable, but as you can see, my face is structured in almost the same way as this guy. I'm not making this up. That's pretty far down there. Yeah, I can't compete. Avocado means testicle. It's just made up name California's invented in the 40s. It's aguacate. It is a testicle, trust me. Well, aguacate. Avocado is a made-up name they came up with in the 40s because it tasted so good, they wanted to sound good, so they became avocado. Oh my gosh, AC Slater, David, how can you post such vile accusations against a dead man? He's not dead. No. You're banned, but he's still alive. Jeffrey Epstein was spotted alive at the island itself. I'm amazed I have to keep telling you these things. Oh well, you can't help it. Here he was on the island, seen 20 days after he allegedly died. Here's his supposed death picture. We got the group in here, they're trying to attack us. Saugus has been busted. Yeah, more cover-ups and false flaggery coming out of the California crisis acting event at Saugus.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority.
First off, I'm sorry that you have to now these days jump through hoops to see the truth. I've got a truth here to show you that for anybody that's hazy-eyed about these events, matter of fact, I can speak openly before I'm posting this video, so for anybody who is hazy-eyed about the Saugus High School event, the shooting where they're saying that children got shot and killed, and exactly, are these real events? Are they fake? Or are they manipulated, controlled events? Well, I can't tell you for sure because I wasn't there as to if anybody got hurt or not.
We never saw any evidence to say that they got hurt, but apparently they took out a domain called Saugus Strong the day after the event. Yeah, spying stuff on the status bar. Where? Are you watching a different show than I am? David, how much time do you think Roger Stone is going to get? I think 5 years. I think Roger Stone is a victim of his own mouth. I think his mouth got him in trouble here. Oh, it was actually posted before the event? Really? Okay, so we're going to find out more about that whole story. It was posted before the event.
But I can tell you absolutely 100%, 1,000% that this event was a controlled event. Now, how can I say that? Well, let me show you something. See, if you look up on Whois, like the ICANN Whois, which controls, which shows ownership of website addresses, like Saugus Strong, the mayor of Santa Clarita, she came out this morning and said that they were setting up a website. It was called Saugus Strong, and that people could go there, and of course they'll have a donate button. And you know, they're promoting this Saugus Strong, right? Just like they did with the Newtown Strong for Sandy Hook, that other controlled event. And there's been many of these, but I'm going to show you something here and prove 1,000% that this is a controlled event. Okay, you're looking at the report for SaugusStrong.com. Okay, it was registered through GoDaddy. Okay.
First, it was
and it gives you the name, servers, and then it gives you some dates. Look at these dates. Okay, it says registry expiration 2020 11/14. So they registered it for a year. Okay, registrar expiration 2020 11/14. But look at the times. You see the registrar expiration 11/14 at 11:29 UTC and 24 seconds. 11:29 and 24 seconds UTC. You see UTC, as you can see in the line right above where it says 16:29, UTC is read in military time, like 16:29 would be 3:30, okay, regular time, I guess you'd say. You go 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1300, 1400, 1500, 1600, and so on, okay? So 12, 13, 14, 15, excuse me, 4:30, so 4:29, okay? It's been a while since I was in the military. So we've got the account that's associated with this domain, the registrar that registered it. This person created this account at 11:29 UTC. Now, on the 14th, which was yesterday. Now, what time do you reckon 11:29 UTC is in Santa Clara or Clarita, California? What time of the day did they start setting up this domain? Let's see. This was another example for Newtown Strong. Okay, you can stop it and look at that if you want to. So we come over to the worldtimebuddy.com and we take a look at the time. Now, if you notice, it's got it all listed out here, and we're on Santa Clara and UTC to see how they line up. Okay, so the one on the bottom, UTC, there's an 8-hour difference between it and Santa Clara. And so for it to be registered at 11:29 UTC, it would have had to been set up, or excuse me, for it to be created, the account to be created at 11:29, that account was set up at 3:29 in the morning. You see that? They set up the account to hold this domain at 3:30 in the morning, and the event didn't happen until 8 something in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
That's amazing.
11:29 and 11:29 is 3:29 a.m. in Santa Clara. Busted. 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 Busted.
Busted.
No way around it.
No way around it.
Even if you take the time that they actually registered the domain after setting up the account at 3:30 in the morning, they registered the domain at 16:29. 16:29 is 10:29 in the morning. The guy, the supposed shooter, was still on the loose. They were still hunting him down, trying to find him, right? At 10:29 when they actually registered it. But they created the account to hold this domain at 3:30 in the morning, the same day of the shooting. Busted.
Busted. Wow, that's great. Thank you. He did a good job. That's very good, very detailed. Somebody said I looked like, the guy sounded like Sam Elliott, so I thought I'd do Sam Elliott talking like that. He did sound like Sam Elliott. Now, at 8:29 in the morning, timeline. What? Yeah, you're looking the whole thing up. I know. He's right. He's an idiot. It's actually an hour after it happened. Really? Scissor Fight did not post that link as his own. It's his own link. But oftentimes what happens is people copy things in order to get them out there. Yeah. So you think Roger Stone's going to get 17 or 15 years for 7 counts? I just think they stuck it to Roger Stone. And they didn't even bother investigating. They didn't even bother investigating Seth Rich. I think Roger Stone just wanted to be known as like a really smart guy and was really into the whole WikiLeaks thing. And too bad he got screwed. Yeah, now the Republicans are really running scared. But they suppressed all that information in the Mueller report simply by holding up Roger Stone's court case. Pretty smooth, huh? Oh, sorry. It didn't happen at 3 in the morning, so it happened at 8:29 in the morning. What time did the event occur? So it was mirrored. YouTube pulled that twice, folks. Scissor Fight, Misanthropy is saying that this was not 3 in the morning. According to UTC time, he's posting it here. Yeah. You got the post? Well, you had a UPC time earlier. I noticed that. Here it is. 8:29 in the morning. No, it's 3 a.m. Anyway, you want to do the math on that? Thanks. 1629 UTC, you're saying is 8:30 in the morning? UT starts at 12 midnight. Yeah, you're totally wrong, Misanthropy. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's actually 4:30 depending on what region you're in. Dave, you ran a weird story earlier about another Bobbitt incident. This is the real Esperanza Gomez. This is a psyop so that people Google it. Many kids to run to this porn star's name. This woman has some interesting features, and the Wiki Translate refers to her as him. Wow, so you're saying the story about the woman Esperanza Gomez, it's a psyops to get people to Google it? Wow. About a woman who cut her boyfriend's or bit her boyfriend's you-know-what? Yeah. You need, well, you know, at this point, I don't really care. We're getting a call from someone. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. This is a rare moment. Hello. Okay. Hang on. Oh, we lost you. Could you call back again, Techwall? Thanks. Whew. So you said it's very factual about this woman that's been promoted as a porn star, but it's to draw people to link on her. Esperanza Gomez, Seattle Police, Washington State offenders. You're looking up our local area in the McNeil Island. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you could call back, that'd be great. We'll add this to our show tonight. It's about a McNeil Island off the coast of Tacoma where they store 250 sex offenders. Almost all of them are men except for one woman. Okay, thank you. Apparently Misanthropy's got a personal decision to declare that no, it's not 3:30. Do you even know what it is? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, I don't know why the phone knocked off, but I guess we're being censored. Yeah, see, now you can't call me for some reason. Not weird. Okay. Hundreds of millions in NASA waste. Yeah, these Republicans are making fun of the whole trial. You know, the Republicans just say it's hearsay evidence. It's still evidence in a trial. It's still evidence. We're having problems on Twitch now. So it's 8:29. Isn't that weird? Okay, try it again. Sorry about that. Give it one more try. I know, everything you post, he tries to debunk it. I know. I don't know what he dislikes about all the work you're doing, Scissor Fight, and it's really good. He thinks all these people are conspiracy theorists. Get over it, Misanthropy. Hey.
Hey, so it's there. So Esperanza Gomez was supposedly one of the top, out there from Colombia, coming out of Miami. Now, when I Googled the name, I got the wiki of the Esperanza that does the special movies for adults, quote-unquote, PRN. Long story short, it was all in Spanish, so you have to translate it. When I translate it, it looks like a self-submission. Instead of speaking in third person, it speaks in first person. So it says that when I was a child, I dreamed of being a model and initially wanted to study agronomy in college, but switched to veterinary medicine because of social prejudices, blah, 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 blah. Now, it goes on because in the beginning, the statement says, blah, 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 Esperanza Gomez was born and raised in Bogotá, Colombia. and then it says when I was a child. So she submitted this. Now, I dug even further, and supposedly her parts, they look a little extended, and I searched that, and yes, they look very extended. So Esperanza Gomez is a transgender, and it's there. It's in the wide open. Her appearance has actually changed quite a bit the last 10 years that she's been quote-unquote acting.
Okay, so your theory is that
people are going to Google.
Yeah, they're Googling it, and they're getting this woman who ate.
You're going to run into this Esperanza Gomez that's really from Florida. That's a porn star. That's actually transgender.
Okay, this is not Esperanza Gomez. This woman really did bite her husband's or boyfriend's penis.
Yeah, that supposedly is the new Lorena Bobbitt.
And then this is Esperanza, the real Esperanza Gomez, who's a porn star transgender, right here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're saying that this story about her biting her boyfriend's penis is drawing interest into this porn star, so it's all a big fake story, is what you're saying.
Yes, it is. It's most definitely a fake story. I mean, we don't have weirdness of that like happening, especially with an interesting name like that. You know, we're going deeper down the rabbit hole here when it comes to this stuff. We always do, right? I mean, we don't take anything for face, but when you look up a name like Esperanza Gomez, that's the thing.
Right. Well, we're still trying to get 8:29 versus 3:29 a.m. On a UTC time of original UTC time. We haven't even clarified that. We're still back at that other video. That 16:29 UTC is, according to the guy in the video, is 3:30 in the morning. Whereas
that's like, I mean, that shooting. It supposedly happened when? What was it? Was it even 48 hours? It seems like it was a week ago because it's so irrelevant.
I know, but you're military. You're a military guy, and we're looking at 16:29.
Military time, 16:29. That's 4:29.
4:29 p.m.
PM.
Yeah. So it happened that day at 4:29 p.m. versus that morning at 3:30 in the morning. So they may have a point over there on that link. I don't know. Either way, I'm still concerned that this is a lot of false flaggery going on. That's my concern.
No, there's a whole lot of bullshit and nonsense going on because of what's going on right now on Capitol Hill, which is another thing that's going on, which is a whole bunch of bullshit while the Jews are out there bombing Palestine. Okay, I'm out.
Okay.
That didn't kill himself.
Thanks a lot, man. Hey, well, check this out. This is Scissorfied just proved that here's a time converter. 3:30 is 11:29 UTC. Yeah. So he may have a point. Okay, next question, moving on. Do we even know what UTC? I'm not a military guy. I have no idea what UTC is now. Apparently, Miss, you don't understand time zones. That was a different time zone this was created at. That's the point. Lucis Proudhorn just made it very clear that you're incredibly dumb. And Scissorfied just said Missum doesn't understand time zones. Yeah. So I think, could you get this URL, Missum, and look at this and scrutinize this? Because this might help you with some of your lack of knowledge. Wait a second. You done UTC conversions in Python? You people are retarded. I wouldn't doubt that. Many people in the room are mentally retarded. Are you judging us for being mentally retarded, some of us? Are you trying to pass judgment on people? Do you realize how insensitive that is? And it could be perceived as a hate crime. Yeah, Scissorfight. Exactly. We both feel the same way about your assessment of this. Take a look at that link I just gave you and get back to me, okay? Apple bans vaping apps from the App Store. I mean, this is ridiculous. Everyone wants to vape. They like the use of THC. They like the fruity vapes, but now they got to smoke cigarettes. Yeah, I didn't realize, Miss Ansbury, you didn't realize that there are a lot of people in the room who are mentally retarded? Wow. I thought I explained that there are Trump-tarticans here. There are Democrats here. We welcome retarded people in our room, Miss Anthropy. Yeah, we don't like people who are hurtful and commit hate crimes against retarded people. Apple says Friday will be banning vape apps. So, I mean, forget about vaping, guys. You're going to have to go back to smoking the cigarette, dying of lung cancer. Thanks, Democrats, for helping us all die of lung cancer. Wow. You know, they just want revenue from the smoking and the cigarettes. I know it's not the correct time he put in the link. He didn't really need to. You can use the link device yourself. Just go to it and assess your, yeah, let's do the UTC 1629. Time converter. Oh, I have to sign in. Do we know the location where the domain was purchased? That would tell us when the domain was purchased at 1629. Let's get that. Was it Santa Clarita? The domain was purchased there. All right. That says there's an 8-hour difference between UTC and PST, like I've been saying. Gotcha. So an 8-hour difference is 16 minus 8, which is 8:30 in the morning, which is what you said. Or 8:40 in the morning, 8:29 in the morning. Which is not the time that the event happened. At 8:29 in the morning. Why would they get a Saga Strong the same time the event's happening? Well, apparently we've reached a standpoint here, and we have to get back to the reality check. It's 4:29 in a 24-hour clock. Oh, okay. So you're saying it's 4:29 in the afternoon the event happened. All right. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out, why it was registered at 3:30 in the morning when he said 1629 and the converter says UTC code would be 1129, not 1629, according to this thing that Scissorfight just sent me. But that's a coordinated quote, and that's a Santa Clarita time. So this implies that it was not the correct time after all. So I'm trying to piece all this together. And Lucia says it was 3:30 a.m. And you're saying it's 4:29 in the afternoon. Boy, we really got a big difference of opinion here in the show, everybody. But one thing we do know is that Donald Trump and the Russians are working together and even hiring people like Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham, who actually said they should just stop the whole impeachment hearing and just... Lindsey Graham works for the Russians. It's 8:30 a.m. That's correct. I just typed in 1629 UTC equals how much Santa Clarita time, and it said 8:30 in the morning. So you're saying 4:30 in the afternoon. So what are you saying? I mean, let's find a common ground here. I mean, your other person said 3:30 in the morning. I'm saying 8:30 in the morning, and you're saying 4:30 in the afternoon. I think you're wrong, Miss Anthropy. Hey, nobody's even asking anything. No. Furry's Mod, you've just been banned from our show. You'll never come back here. Say goodbye to our show for good, because you'll never come back to Twitch. Okay? Bye. Yeah, you've been banned permanently. Don't ever come back here. What a scumbag. The Whois domain tool that we had referred to earlier of Saugus Strong is right here. I'm not a robot. I gotta prove it. I'm not a robot. Go. Here's the proxy. GoDaddy has it. Whois server. Created on 11/14. 1 day old. And apparently we don't have a time here. It's had one change on the 2 unique name servers over the short period of time that it's been registered. It was last updated on the 15th as well. Taking the Whois history now. Yeah, I don't think we really have a timestamp on that I can see, other than created on 11/14. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get stuck on this for a couple hours if we let it. So from the beginning, then people have this nerve to say, I don't know UTC converted, but that's insane, man. The videos CNN just make it happen at 3:29 in the morning. No, I agree with you in some ways, because it looks like 8:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, so I got you on that, but it's not 4:30 in the afternoon like you said. Zulu time. You got another one? Another fact check? So you don't want to talk about the Russian connection between Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham? Okay. Let's get the timestamp on Saugus Strong again. It's important because this whole thing hinges on the time being... And what was the time of the murder that it took place? Because it looks like it was 8:30 in the morning of the 14th that they got the Saugus Strong site, which also is suspicious. But if it's 4:30 in the afternoon, I get that. There you go, 1629 right there. See? That's right. 1629. That is correct. UTC. So it was 8:30 in the morning. David, Mr. David, they have you all the way at the bottom of online entrance screen. I know, that's called censorship. Mark gets money to do this. You didn't know that? Yeah, you should know that. You were paid by Mark. Or somebody at your agency was. You didn't say it happened at 4:29? I thought you said that. I said that 1629 is the same thing as 4:29 UTC. Oh. Okay, gotcha. I understand now. Oh, I see. You were just clarifying yourself. Okay, but it's really 8:30 in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, he paid all the people that pay you, remember? And they're getting paid by the same people that are paying Mark. So whoever you work for, sir, they're getting the same money that Mark's getting, but you're getting a lot less. That's what I heard. 8:30 minus 5 hours is 3:30 a.m. So Santa Clarita is when they did it. So you're saying that 3:30 a.m. back in Asia. Oh, I see what you're saying. It was 8:30 Pacific time, but it was 3:30 in the morning in Asia when they actually recorded the domain name. I see. Lucius Proudhorn made a good point. Yeah, it's a time zone issue. Scissor Fight's right, Misanthropy. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Thank you, Lucius Proudhorn. Are you Native American by any chance? Well, I'm glad I got rid of that Twitch scumbag. Boy, what a loser. Jeez. Oh my gosh. No, it's the times, the entire thing is handled in Singapore now. It's not, it was 8:30 in the morning Pacific time that they actually registered it. 3:30. So at that time at 8:30 in the morning, was there a murder happening? Let's find out when the Saugus shooting occurred. Okay, the story says 7:30 a.m. So at 8:30 they decided to get Saugus strong. It's a little bit weird though, don't you think? Really, your heritage goes back to the Mayflower. Mine goes back to the Planter. Yeah, the Planter was the ship right after the Mayflower. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It was created the same morning before they caught the guy. Thank you. That's the point. Scissor Fight, you're right. Misanthropy, you're right too. That's the point we're making. Yeah, now back to Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham getting money. Yeah, well, I'm really kind of targeting the Russian influence here because that's really, follow the money and you'll follow the corruption. So Lindsey Graham has Russian donation money too. So the two top guys in the Republican Party are both receiving donations from Russian oligarchs. Lindsey Graham's net worth went up $3 million in the past 5 years. A guy named Len Blavatnik is a Russian oligarch, and he supports Lindsey. So this is what's going on. Lindsey Graham is getting $3 million from Russian oligarchs, Blavatnik, and so is Mitch McConnell. Hey, Howie, how are you doing? Hey, I heard you were looking around. Yeah. Yeah, clowns chasing you around. You're living in Vancouver. You're suffering from life rape, Howie. Howie reporting finally showed up, Tickwalla. Yeah. You guys should talk. You can talk in the chat room. It's okay. Tom Cruise was born in New Jersey. Yeah. Well, we could both agree that 8:30 in the morning was pretty early to get Saugus strong right after the shooting started. You know, they didn't even have the guy captured by then. So right around the time the FBI is rolling in to capture the guy, they're getting a website. Tell me that isn't a little bit suspicious. I don't know if Tom Cruise is gay. That's no. You know, he's paid a lot of money to dissuade people from thinking that. Yeah, there's a guy in Paris that claimed that he was had a palimony threat against Tom Cruise. He just put the whole thing to rest and said, shut up, and paid him off. You have to have a website made before you can register it. So they already made the website as the shooter was shooting. You're amazing. Thank you, Scissor Fight. And thanks for keeping us honest, Misanthropy. I appreciate that. Yeah. Joe Biden ran for office in the 1980s. Yeah, he did. Anyway, this doesn't bother you at all that Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell are both working for Russia? Sanctioned Russian oligarch paid Mitch McConnell $2.5 million. This guy got $800,000 last year and a total of $3 million from the same oligarch. It doesn't bother you people? I mean, I would think this is more important than the impeachment hearing right now when you think about it. All these people whining and dining with Russian oligarchs getting money through super PACs. Yeah, we know that that's just very iffy. Biden plagiarized 1/3 of his paper. That is just, yeah. I'm going to take Biden's position on that. He was just a blue-collar guy, and he came into the scene, and he was just doing what he thought other people were doing. It's not that big of a deal. These people have been chasing me. I'm still in shape, and I'm stopped running because I run. Howie, What's going on? How can you say these things about me? I think Howie was pretending to be Howie reporting. That wasn't him. He's still missing, Techwalla. No, they don't deserve the money. Stop this money scam over at the McLean, Virginia facility, sir. Megadeth says Rudy Giuliani has alleged that the Ukrainian natural gas company that employed Joe Biden's son Hunter also paid the former vice president $900,000 in lobbying fees. I know. And there's no law against anybody getting money from Russian or Ukrainian oligarchs. That's my point. Neither Lindsey Graham or Mitch McConnell are actually violating any laws. Neither was Joe Biden, because of a law that was put in place a long time ago by none other than Brett Kavanaugh. Yeah, Brett Kavanaugh passed a law allowing super PAC funding of foreign governments back in 2011. Okay, it's time. Okay, thank you. A little bit of cowbell to calm things down. I don't think Biden is low energy. They see him as a rabid dog. Some countries are describing Biden as a rabid dog. I believe North Korea called him a rabid dog. No, I like Joe. Joe still stands out in my mind as one of the best Democrats. Elizabeth Warren's a total liar. Talk about lying about her Cherokee ancestry to get all that college money and then have $12 million in net worth right now, she and her husband. That was illegal. It should have been. Hey, I've got a new cut of that. I made a new audio clip of that thing about Fox News presenting a story about how they're using directed energy weapons on people in California. Yeah, this lady was on Fox News, and I want to play that for you. Here it is. I cleaned it up a little bit. I just doubled the audio clip because it was so low. Day by day. Here it is, chemtrails.
Lasers sound like the stuff of science fiction, right? Sound completely unbelievable. How could our military possibly be using those in future warfare? Guess what? We've just had a recent breakthrough, more great test results that are making lasers a reality. So it's called Athena. Lockheed Martin makes it, and they've been doing a lot of the pioneering in this laser field. Now, what's really exciting about it is that it's so hard to harness that much power and make it compact enough that it's actually going to make practical sense downrange. And they've proven that they can do that. Recently, they tested it against 5 moving drones, so realistic drones that they might go up against with, enemy forces might send against us, for example, or terrorists might send against us. And it successfully shot down all 5 of the drones. This is huge news because it means that in a realistic, practical setting, it's looking very, very promising. So it could be ready to field quite soon. So when you see the movies or you look at comic books or television shows, when you see laser weapons, they tend to be a color, right? Red or green or something like that. Real lasers, one of the key advantages that they provide is that they are invisible. You actually can't see them. You just see this damage suddenly starting to blow something up. So if we take a look now at what the Athena did to a truck. So we're looking at a truck engine, and the Athena within seconds was able to beam right in there, heat the whole thing up, and burn through the engine of this vehicle. So if you can imagine if you were in that vehicle, all of a sudden, this hole would start appearing in your engine, and the whole thing would just disappear. That's what these lasers do. Now, there's some other key advantages that we should mention. Let me give.
She's laughing. I mean, this is the weirdest Fox News thing I've ever seen. She's absolutely laughing at the whole thing. She thinks it's funny that people were burned to death. It's unbelievable.
3 of them. 1, unlimited ammo. As long as we have power, we have an unlimited magazine. And downrange, of course, having unlimited ammo can be a huge advantage. Second, it's silent. We don't give the enemy any advance warning that it's coming. And then the third one I wanted to touch on is that it travels at the speed of light. So not only are we delivering powerful, decisive effects, lethality, we're also doing it so rapidly they don't know what hit them. So if you could circle back to that example of being in the car again, that would happen so instantaneously, within seconds, you truly would have no idea what was happening. It would just suddenly start disintegrating, right? So what can we use these against? So we talked about the vehicle a bit. We talked about how Athena has just proven itself against drones. But in the real world application, our forces could use it against the drones. We could use it against aircraft. We could use it against vehicles on the ground, like we mentioned. We could also use it against fast attack boats. And in fact, Athena's sibling, Adam, a couple years ago proved that it could eliminate these fast attack boats. So if you imagine boats start trying to swarm one of our ships, not a problem for this laser. Burns right through the hull. As you can see right there, it's burning right through the hull. I'm incredibly excited about this news, this great news about the successful testing of Athena, because it means that we'll be putting these powerful weapons soon. We could put them in the hands of our warfighters and give them even more powerful weaponry to keep themselves safe.
Isn't this the most bizarre Fox News thing I've ever seen? I added the volume. It kind of messed up with the video. I've got to get a filter on there, but yeah, they obviously shot the crap out of people with flames. It's funny, it's all aligned like a beam. Yeah. Hi, chat. Thanks for coming in, but we don't need you here. She's so excited, and she's so happy that they've got this weapon that they can use against our enemies after they just fried all the people in California, the Woolsey fire and the Paradise fire, and they just burned them all to crisp in their cars. Yeah, nothing to worry about. Now back to Jeffrey Epstein.
Such a significant way. How has that happened?
There was ample physical evidence and witness testimony to support the girls' stories, including notepads seized from Epstein's home with their names and phone numbers, along with phone records. Despite the corroborating evidence, Palm Beach State Attorney Barry Krischer wanted to charge Epstein only with a misdemeanor.
And he got off. And they told Labor Secretary Acosta said that he was told to back off of the trial on Epstein because he was intelligence. Yes, well, I've been in politics way before 1973, I assure you. My earlier days were very successful. Yes, back when I was a younger version of myself. When you reach my age, you begin to realize that you have to morph with the times. You have to become more of a relevant person to modern day. So I lightened my hair a little bit and had some Botox, and here I was back in the day. You know, I'm not exactly proud of the fact that I had my head blown off, but hey, you know, we pop up now and then, politicians like myself, and I believe that I'm here for a good reason, to restore this great republic and bring back the American people to solid government of and by the people. I know I'm freaking you out right now, but I'm not the only one who's freaked out. I'm kind of freaked out myself. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln really had a high-pitched voice? I've altered my voice right now to make it sound more timely with the current age, but I'll sound just like I used to sound back in the 1800s.
77 years ago, our forefathers came to this great nation.
Hey, you know, we've got a lot of people who are concerned about this country, so don't take this lightly, okay? We have a 92.7% positive match confirmed between you and Abraham Lincoln. I know, and you know, he was like 3 years younger than me in that picture. He looked like he was burned out, you know? He had a high-pitched, reedy voice, as it was described.
It was more like up here, and people, it grated on people. My fellow Americans.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff tonight on Jeffrey Epstein. Will be bringing you. As you know, he didn't shoot himself. He didn't hang himself. But I think he's still alive, personally. It's a story of a guy named Jeffrey who somehow bought his way into American government as a Mossad agent working secretly to blackmail politicians with young girls, sleeping with them. Jeffersonian girl has got something tonight. The Garlic Festival lawsuit. That'll be good. Thank you, Scissor Fight. I like her opening beat. You have been removed from the show. You are unable to chat here if you do not qualify as a real political participant in this show. Count on your username lasting about 3 seconds in chat. So why are you people wasting your time trying to attack us? We have defeated all of the 4chan attackers. We're even dealing with a guy. I've got a guy I'm stringing along right now who works at the farm in McLean, Virginia, censoring our show based on the IP address coming out of his terminal. We're stringing him along, but we got these people. They're working for us because they don't even like their employer. And why do you people think you're going to stop me? It's hilarious. I'm so far ahead of you idiots, it's beyond belief. I feel sorry for a lot of you sublime imbeciles. Yeah, it's sad. You actually think you're going to pull this off. Hey, we got another one from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You know, I'm going to try to get his email address and write him a letter, Scissor Fight. He is amazing. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. makes the family proud, really. He's out there speaking about the real questions people are having about the safety of the CDC.
Introduce our next speaker, as he seems larger than life at times. His name precedes him, but it is his heart and his character that truly shine. This is a man who's quickly realized the amount of corruption in the vaccine industry and is fighting to bring justice to the families who've been torn apart by this liability-free market. So please join me in welcoming Robert F. Kennedy.
Well, that'll be fun. We'll have that tonight. And you know, he's got a speech impediment, but I don't mind listening to him because he's right on every time. Oh, I know. Believe me, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is not completely 100% to be trusted either. None of the Kennedys are. We know that Joe Kennedy was a mobster, and RFK and JFK both had some serious issues getting to the White House, but RFK Jr. Has got his own fair share of things with him. But the fact that he's outing the vaccine industry, that's pretty impressive. And you know, he's going up against his own family. Everybody in the Kennedy family has rejected him. For his stand on vaccines. He just wants people to be aware the CDC's not giving all the full evidence on this subject. Hey, and let's not forget his granddaughter and the Kennedy family has suffered yet another tragedy. Granddaughter of Robert F. Kennedy dies after overdose at family compound. This is a really sad story. It happened this past year. She was really a pretty young lady, and you'd think she had lots to live for and everything. Saris Kennedy Hill was her name. Suffered an apparent overdose. It's probably one of those designer drugs, fentanyl. But they're going through that tragedy still. It hasn't gotten, yeah. She had those Kennedy teeth, yeah, those big teeth the Kennedys had. Why do you think I'm the best candidate other than yourself? I'm the best candidate besides myself. I would personally, at this point, being that we're reeling from a very untrustworthy man who's been working with the mob and Russian oligarchs, we need a guy who's been working with Ukrainian oligarchs and less of a mobster. So I'm going to go with Joe Biden. Saoirse means freedom in Gaelic. Wow, I did not know that. Saoirse. Thank you so much. I didn't know the pronunciation. Blesseth youeth. So I personally think Joe Biden needs to give we need to give a little round of applause for Joe. He's managed to not touch any of the children in an indecent way. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I've seen in this picture, he's trying to control himself. See how all he's doing is just smelling their hair. And he especially this happened in Iowa 3 days ago. He especially likes to smell little girls, their foreheads, and he likes to touch them and play with their dollies. So I want to say thank you, Joe, for holding back and not grabbing any of their body parts. Yeah, so I think Joe's made some progress. You didn't graduate from anything but the 4chan school of hard trollers. You people are powerless against me. I know the kids do run from Joe. They know how creepy it is. But that doesn't mean I don't think he's a good guy for the Democrats to take on. If I can take on the ideal team that I'll be battling in 2020 based on my predictions so far, it'll be Joe Biden versus Mitt Romney versus me. That'll be the lineup. Donald Trump will be resigning this year. He won't be running for re-election. That's my take. You can believe it or not. And more on the Sandy Hook gun grab and how the gun control is being pitched by the Democrats left and right. Hey, Marina. Welcome. Marina Wolf, everybody, from BC. No, Trump Tardo, I don't have any problem with the carpal tunnel. No, I rest my hands in between bannings. I'm one of the most capable people in the world in terms of my experience in radio, TV, audio, visual, media. I can't tell you how many years I've been working in this industry. 1971. And I work for free. That's how long I've been at this. So you're up against like a monolith of power when you're trying to troll me. I was chatting before you were born in 1985. All of you people who are thinking you're going after me, you got nothing. You can't even get close. I'm one of the most prolific chatters in the world. I've been chatting since 85, but like I said, I was pretty popular on AOL and on all the other networks. And now I think building my own network at Cool Rock is really the epitome of my life. I wanted to give you guys a fun place to hang out without taking your privacy away. And I understand that the host that we run this on, Scraplet, is sending 3 cookies at you when you refresh. And you can just click out of it. It's just a simple cookie that comes out. But that's all. Anyway, we've got great buttons to all kinds of things across the globe. Fun stuff to look at. You can interact with an AI system here. Chat with AI. I just added a Twitch button. You've got the Web Oasis button up here. Down below you can play some music. Pretty cool sounds coming out of a computer. Drum machine that you can customize. And you can play with all these things, and best of all, you can move all this stuff around. Nothing on your page sticks in one position. It can be moved around. Everything is flexible, and if you want to refresh, you can do that too. X out of any box you want, refresh to restore. And down below is a pretty cool three-dimensional virtual reality cloud-based system that gives you incredible stuff. You name it. Alternating universes all at you. And we've got this ability to do this show, so we're going to give you more and more options. In this crouton right here, this one, you can get all these other 3D choices to look at. Everything is free here. You want gaming? We've got gaming. Play NES games from the 80s, Super Mario games. And if you want to go up here to Web Oasis, you can click on that and get an arcade on the side here. This side panel gets you the arcade over here. Great site, Web Oasis. Gives you a tour of the entire world. You won't get this stuff at Google. You won't get access points to the internet and ways of exploring and having fun. I made Cool Rock to be a utility for all of us to enjoy. Yes, that's what I'm doing. And we'll be building it up as time goes on. Yeah, I've been in this business, the life of chatting for some time, I really appreciate the free networks, not the ones that charge. And I don't like the way that Google censors people, and the privacy factor has been shut down. Esperanza update, the hosting a trans kid back to school workshop. Yeah, I think you're onto something. They're pushing the Esperanza Gomez name, a porn star, and now a transgender workshop. It's probably a Tavistock creation. It has Tavistock's signature on it. Tavistock is the organization that brought us the Beatles. And I would bring this up to you normally a Conspiracy Monday, but we did talk about it quite a bit. The Beatles were originally designed by a company that worked for our government called the Tavistock, which is a descendant of Nazis. And the Tavistock Institute gets $7 billion a year to manipulate your mind. I know that's crazy, but it's true. Their agenda is very clear. It's to propagandize and manipulate our social consciousness. They were the ones that brought us the peace and love movement, and then the drug culture, and then your dad who sits there and smokes a crack pipe and wonders why his life is destroyed.
One of the things you talked to me about the other day was the Beatles. Well, the Beatles were the creation of the Tavistock Institute. And you have to go back to the college days on the writings of Aristotle. And I made a note this morning before I came on this program of what he said about music and its influence on politics. He said, emotions of any kind are produced by melody and rhythm. Therefore, by music, a man becomes accustomed to feeling the right emotions. Music has the power to form character, and the various kinds of music based on the various modes may be distinguished by their effect on character. One example, working in the direction of melancholy, another in the direction of femininity, one encouragement, abandonment, another self-control, another enthusiasm, and so on through the series.
And they were actually controlling the minds of children, too. Hey, Sandy Hook Gun Grab Challenge is coming up right after this brief moment from me. I'm going to sign off. This has been a very active chat. I want to thank all of you for coming into our Vaughn chat room and our iBlog chat room. And those of you who did make it into our Cool Rock Twitch chat room. Nice. And you guys at Periscope, too. The half-hour segments that Sarah spends in the evening are now dedicated to developing Linux so that we can begin to build our own chat room that'll be available to everybody in the world. Thank you, that one guest, for modding over there at Twitch, too. Appreciate it. Yeah. We're going to be trying to open up the chat again like it used to be in the 1990s and open up guest chat for everyone in the world. We're seeing all these gatekeepers stopping the flow into our show, and they think they got us corralled into this location. You can't stop this, people. I mean, you people that are getting paid millions of dollars are doing so illegally. Censorship is very much a violation of my freedom of speech and a violation of equal protection under the law, and I will be prosecuting all of the activities you've engaged in to stop us from growing in America. I will be going after you with a vigor, with a real vigor when I become president. So don't think for a second your ride is free. Your ride may be fun right now, but I will hold you accountable all the way down the line, and when you spend the rest of your life at Supermax for doing this to me, then we can talk. I'll give you a contact point. You can get a hold of me then when I become president. I'm doing great. How are you doing, Riker? Yeah, it's been a good show. Friday nights are always very interesting. And we're back tomorrow night with a Saturday show, which is our Sustainable Saturday now. It's also our anti-war rally because we want to prevent war as much as we can. We're going to do it all over again. That's what we do. Yeah, the UTC, well, we found out that the website was created at 8:30 in the morning. We found that out. And we found out that the shooting started at 7:30. The person hadn't even been acquired and held down by the time they were creating Saugus Strong. And they had to have already created the website. So we did clarify all of that. It's all been clarified for you. We resolved it. Okay, I'm going to say Mr. Wright saying good night. I'll be back tomorrow. Get some sleep. You need at least 6 hours of sleep to feel good in the morning, just so you know. Okay? Yeah, this is not some big joke. 6 hours are really important if you want to live long. All right, take care. Good night, everyone.
My feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. My Mr. Right, too good. Just spin my world around, cause you're the peace I find. You sweep me off my feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. My feet, my heart stops to beat, cause you make me melt away. You're my Mr. Right, my Mr. Right, too good.